Good evening and welcome to tonight's pregame show here on the Fightin Phillies Radio Network as we get set for game number 3 of 6 of this week's series between the Reading Fightin Phillies and the Chesapeake Baysox, the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. Alongside my broadcast partner Bob McCool, I'm Jake Starr. Appreciate you choosing to spend part of your Thursday night with us. Get your holiday weekend started off on a good note here in Baseball Town. It's another beautiful day, and tonight the Fightin Phillies will look to snap a 4-game losing streak. It's been kind of a road of peaks and valleys for the Fightin Phillies over the last couple of weeks. They won 6 in a row. They then dropped 5 straight. They won 4 in a row, and now they have dropped 4 in a row once again. So Reading will look to get their winning ways back tonight, and they'll send one of their most consistent arms to the mound on this Thursday night. Gene Cabrera and his 3.67 ERA, top 10 in the Eastern League, gets the ball for Reading tonight against Nestor Herman. The righty sporting a 5-6 record and 4.14 earned run average for the Chesapeake Baysox. We're going to take our first time out on tonight's pregame show. When we come back, we're joined once again by Fightin's manager Al Pedrique for part 2 of our interview with Pedrique. And that's coming up when our pregame show rolls on after this. Back on our pregame show here on the Fightin Phillies Radio Network. Jake Starr joined alongside by Bob McCool. Reading and Chesapeake, game number 3, a couple of moments away from getting started here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Once again, a thank you to Al Patrique joining us as he does every week on our pregame show. We'll catch up with Al one final time this year, last couple of days of the season, which is crazy to think. Just 16 games left here in 2025. And Bob, welcome into the broadcast for tonight, and it's kind of just crazy how fast it seems to go every year. Just 16 games left to play, and you know, they really are, Phils. Yes, you're 6 games out of a playoff spot currently. If you can close that gap, great. But regardless, I think as a team, you want to try to finish this season on a strong note. And there's a lot of individuals on this team that I think want to just have some things to feel good about heading into the offseason.
Yeah, look, in this game, you're evaluated in everything you do and every aspect of how you go about taking care of business every day, whether that's working in the cages, whether that's working in the bullpen, depending upon what your job is. But it's also a little bit of an evaluation to see how, if you're still grinding it out, because, I mean, that's part of this game is that you got to grind it out every day. And every day doesn't mean in June and July. It doesn't mean when you're in contention. It means no matter what, and it's all the way through, in the case of the minor leagues or the major leagues, all the way through to the end of the season. So I think a lot of evaluation will come on whether or not these guys are continuing to work hard right up and until the end.
And also a couple of individuals that are definitely worth following the rest of the year. Aiden Miller is in the running for an Eastern League stolen base crown, and Felix Reyes currently a 32-point lead for the Eastern League batting crown. So that'll be worth following over the next 16 games as well. Well, it starts tonight. Fightin Phillies looking to snap their 4-game losing streak. We'll step aside for a moment. Bob McCool's got lineups and first pitch after this here on the Fightin Phillies Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FirstEnergy Stadium. Game 3 of the 6-game stand between the Reading Fightin Phillies and the Chesapeake Baysox. Chesapeake has won the first 2 games of the series, and by result of that, they are now 21-32 in half 2 in the Southwest Division of the Eastern League. The Reading Fightin Phillies now riding a 4-game losing streak with the first 2 games of this series are 22-31 in the Northeast Division. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. The lineup for the Baysox tonight, it will be Enrique Bradfield in the leadoff spot where he has been for the first 2 games of the series, but tonight he will be the designated hitter, while Austin Overn, who had been in right field one night and left field the other, will be in center field tonight. Reed Trimble will be back in left field tonight. He's batting third. Batting in the cleanup spot is the catcher, Adam Retzbach. Batting fifth is the first baseman, Ethan Anderson. Brandon Butterworth is batting sixth and is at second base. Tavion Josenberger will be in right field tonight and batting seventh. Carter Young is at shortstop batting eighth, and Jose Perez, making his series debut, is at third base and batting ninth. That lineup facing for the Reading Fightin Phillies, right-hander Gene Cabrera.
24th start of the year for Gene Cabrera. He has made every turn through the rotation in 2025. He's 6-6, a 3.67 ERA. 122 and 2/3 innings pitched, 90 hits allowed, 55 walks, 115 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 202 against Cabrera this year. And I mean, with Cabrera, it's kind of a pretty similar story to Griff McGarry. You keep the ball in the zone, you're going to have a lot of success. When you're throwing strikes, guys aren't having a lot of success hitting off you. And Cabrera had one of his best outings of the year at Chesapeake back on July the 12th. 6 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts, threw 77 pitches, 50 for strikes. It was actually the second game of a doubleheader, so thought maybe a complete game may have been in the works, but they pulled Cabrera after 6.
Our game time temperature presented by All Temp Enterprise. A beautiful night in baseball town. It's 72 degrees, a little bit of a breeze, not much of one though, at 2 to 3 miles an hour with gusts up to 8 miles an hour. Gene Cabrera delivers our first pitch tonight at 6:46, and it's up high to Enrique Bradfield, who is 3 for 10 in this series. Left-handed hitter, 1-0 pitch to him is just a bit outside. Again, it's 2-0. Bradfield at 275 on the season with a couple home runs and 14 RBIs. He has 12 doubles on the season since his call-up from Aberdeen. He has 12 doubles on the season, and 2 of them have come in this series. And Gene Cabrera catches the outside corner on his third pitch. It's 2 balls and a strike. And Josh misses outside again. It's 3-1. Bradfield with outstanding wheels. Stole 59 bases last year for Aberdeen, and in a late season call-up had 15 more with Bowie. And the Bowie, of course, now the Chesapeake Baysox, the name change over the course of the 24 to 25 seasons. And Cabrera misses on 5 pitches. So a walk to start the ball game for Bradfield. Phil's pitchers have been a little bit better in this series in the walk category. They walked just 1 in the loss on Tuesday, which was a 5-2 win. Last night, a little bit more so with 4 walks. Bradfield takes off in the first pitch. Caleb Ricketts throw down to second base is not in time, and the pitch was a called strike to Austin Overn. So it's 0-1 to the batter, and Bradfield now at second base with the stolen bag.
No time wasted there for Bradfield taking off. His 25th of the year. This is just his 48th game played. I want to bet if that Bradfield did not have the couple of injuries this year, he would have been up there with Aiden Miller for the Eastern League lead in stolen bases.
0-1 pitch is way outside again as Cabrera continually missing it with these first 2 left-handed hitters in the lineup. Missing outside. Overn also with excellent speed at the plate, and the left-handed hitter. There's a pickoff attempt as Robert Moore sneaks in behind, but Bradfield gets back in time. The defense behind Gene Cabrera. Bryson Ware is in left field tonight. Dylan Campbell back in center. Leandro Pineda is in right. Alex Pinellas is at first. Nick Dunn at second. Again, Robert Moore is at shortstop tonight. Carson DiMartini at third, and Caleb Ricketts behind the plate. Cabrera takes a look back at second. His 1-1 pitch to the plate is up high. It's 2-1. So a little bit of early anxiety in the Fightin' Phil's dugout as Gene Cabrera has thrown 8 pitches and has missed on 6 of those 8. And his 2-1 pitch looked like it slipped out of his finger. That wasn't even remotely close. And a little frustration for Cabrera. He'll ask for a new baseball.
And everything's missing same side.
Yep.
It's all missing to the arm side of Cabrera, so outside the lefties. And, I mean, really, they're not close, so batters aren't even thinking about taking the bat off the shoulder.
So it's 3 balls and a strike now to Overn, and this one a ground ball to second. Takes a high hop right at the chest of Nick Dunn. He'll make the play to first base. Bradfield will move up to third base. 1 out now in inning number 1. I'll bring Reed Trimble to the plate. Trimble had a big night on Tuesday in game 1 of this series, but he was 2 for 4 with a double and a home run. 0 for 3 at last night's game, so he's 2 for 7 in the series. 236 on the year with 8 home runs and 24 RBIs. Switch hitter batting left against Cabrera. It is pretty left-hand heavy for the Baysox in this game with a couple of switch hitters in there. 7 left-handers will face Cabrera as Trimble steps into the batter's box. Phil's will bring the infield up. The runner at third base and an off-speed pitch. It's a good one. He had Trimble way out in front. Bradfield will take his lead off of third. Carson DiMartini a couple steps away. And the 0-1 pitch just misses a bit low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Cabrera, 23 years of age. number 11 prospect in the Phillies organization. 1-1 pitch from him. This one is tapped towards the 5-hole and into left field. Trimble takes advantage of the drawn in infield to slap it through for a base hit. Bradfield comes across, and Chesapeake's on top early, 1-0.
RBI number 25 for Trimble. It's probably a routine 6-3 putout if the infield's playing back, but trying to cut off that early run. The infield's up, and Trimble just does a great job putting it right between Moore at short, DeMartini at third. Moore was shaded more towards the middle, too, with the lefty up, so a bit more of an opening there for Trimble to just go through.
His 4th RBI of this series. He's now a one-out base runner at first base with Adam Retzbach at the plate. Retzbach 1 for 8 in the series. He's got 13 home runs and 54 RBIs on the year. And the first pitch from Cabrera is a sweeper that's on the outside corner for called strike 1. Jake talked about it in the pregame show. The one thing you can certainly say for Gene Cabrera is he has taken the ball every time through the rotation, but he misses up high and away this time to the first right-handed batter he sees. So it was high and away to left-handers. As Jake said at the time, it's arm side. This time he misses up and away to right-handed hitter. It's 1-1 as Trimble takes his lead off of first. This one hit hard down the third base line, but foul. Berto Mercado, the manager for the Baysox in the third base coaching box. Calvin Christensen in the first base coaching box. He'll wait for Reed Trimble to come back to first. The Phils have to wait for Bryson Ware to come back after chasing it down in foul territory. It's 1-2 to the cleanup hitter, Adam Retzbach. Run in, 1 out, top half of the first inning. 1-2 pitch, over for a called strike 3. So Cabrera gets his first strikeout. 2 outs now in the inning and looking to try to work his way out of any further trouble. He'll face Ethan Anderson.
Cabrera at 17 pitches right now. If you can find a way to get Anderson here, get out of this inning in the low 20s, with just the 1 run given up, I think you'll kind of take it given how the inning did start for Cabrera.
Anderson looking for his first hit in this series. Left-handed hitter. Should be more precise switch hitter batting left-handed against Cabrera. And the first pitch from Cabrera is way down low for ball 1. Anderson is just 154 with a double. So his lone extra base hit so far at the Double-A level. And the 1-0 pitch is up high, ball 2. So after working ahead on Trimble and then Retzbach, he falls behind Anderson 2-0. And this one on the ground towards Alex Benelis at first. He'll make the play by his lonesome, and that will do it for the Baysox in the first inning. But for the second straight night, they do score in the top half of the first. A run on just the 1 hit, an error, and 1 man left. We'll take a timeout on the Reading Fightin Phillies Radio Network. The home team bats for the first time when we come back. Here's tonight's Fightin Phil starting lineup presented by Golden Oaks Landscaping. Dylan Campbell is in the leadoff spot tonight with Aiden Miller having the night off. He's in center field. Carson DeMartini bats second. He's at third base. Felix Reyes, the designated hitter, bats third. Alex Benelis bats cleanup. He's at first base. Caleb Ricketts bats fifth. Nick Dunn is in the 6th hole. Bryson Ware in left field tonight bats 7th. Leandro Pineda bats 8th. And Robert Moore gets the start at shortstop, but he bats 9th. That lineup facing the right for the Chesapeake Baysox right-handed pitcher Nestor Herman.
17th start for Herman, 5-6 record, a 4.14 ERA. 78 and a third innings pitched, 63 hits allowed, 30 walks, 34 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .221 against Herman this year. Has seen Reading one other time back on July the 13th.
And the first pitch, swing and a cut by Dylan Campbell, and fouls it straight back. Been a frustrating start to this series for Dylan Campbell, but he did get a base hit his last time up last night. See if he can maybe roll that over a little bit to better success in tonight's game. Hit .223 on the season with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs since being called up from Jersey Shore. Swings at the second pitch, and the same result, fouls it straight back to the backstop. Herman quickly works ahead of Campbell, 0-2. Campbell turned 23 years of age on July the 2nd, acquired by the Phillies in the offseason from the Los Angeles Dodgers. Herman looking over the glove as he bears in and delivers 0-2 and delivers it way up high. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. In his time at Jersey Shore, Campbell at .221 with 7 home runs and 35 RBIs, but got off to a slow start. Those numbers got better, kind of similar to the guy in the on-deck circle and Carson DiMartini. It's pretty much the same type of year. 1-2 pitch, swing and miss. Campbell goes down swinging for out number 1 here in the first. And that brings up the aforementioned Carson DiMartini, 207 batting average since his call-up from Jersey Shore. The defense behind Herman, Reed Trimble is in left, Austin Overn in center, Tavion Josenberger is in right field, Ethan Anderson is at first, Brandon Butterworth at second, Carter Young is at short, Jose Perez at third, and Adam Retzbach behind the plate. And the first pitch to Carson DiMartini is there for a called strike with a slider. DiMartini 1 for 8 in the series, just like Dylan Campbell. And the 0-1 pitch to him here is in the dirt. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
DiMartini 0 for 2 of the strikeout against Herman. Pitched against Reading July the 13th, 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Struck out 5, walked 1 in a no decision.
1-1 pitch. Just misses outside. Count now 2 balls and a strike. Skipper back at third base tonight. Al Padrique in the third base coaching box. Michael Jones at first base. After Al Padrique spent the last night in the dugout. This one lifted straight up in the infield, right side. The second baseman Butterworth will call for it. In the grass will make the catch, and that's 2 outs.
Fastball top of the zone to DiMartini, and it's got the bat under it. Popped it straight up. Butterworth with hands smooth like butter, I guess you could say.
Sure.
I just don't know if you're a fielder. I know if you're a wide receiver, you don't want to be called Butterfingers. That's the last thing that you want. If you're an infielder, I mean, if you're smooth like butter, that's probably a compliment.
Make that work for you.
But if you got hands like butter, maybe not. Or fingers like butter.
Felix Reyes will now bat. And he takes a healthy cut and fouls the first pitch off. Felix Reyes, batting average now with 2 more hits in last night's game. He's got 2 hits in both games in this series. Up to .338. Hit his 13th home run of this season last night as well. And 49 RBIs to go along with it. The 0-1 pitch to Reyes. Another healthy cut is a missed pitch. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, at this point, the Eastern League batting title is Reyes is to lose. He's up by 32 points with 16 games left to play. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but even if he hit like 250 the rest of the way, he probably still puts himself in a really good spot. Obviously, it looks like Reyes has shown 0 signs of slowing down, though.
He's behind 0-2 here. Again, a long look from Herman. And now winds and delivers, and a swing and a miss, and Reyes goes down on 3 straight pitches for the second strikeout for Herman. And the Phils down in order here in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We are through 1 in Reading. It's 1-0, Chesapeake on top. Welcome back to FirstEnergy Stadium. 1-0 Chesapeake on top of Reading. Gene Cabrera back to work in the second inning. Jake Starr, Bob McCool with you tonight from FirstEnergy Stadium. We welcome in the third member of our broadcast team for the season, Sheik Mia, who's here more often than he's not, representing the Pennsylvania Virtual Charter Academy, because it is, among other things, you are one of the fireworks sponsors for tonight. It's also your 25th anniversary for PA Virtual Charter Academy. So first of all, congratulations. That's a heck of a milestone.
Thank you so much, and we're enjoying every minute of it. You know, I've had an opportunity to go back through the archives myself and, you know, look through just how we started and how far we've come, and even just looking at stuff where we saw videos of, you know, families learning how to set up their computers through dial-up back in the day, you know.
AOL just did away with it. All those sound effects we used to have to listen to. 1-0 pitch from Cabrera to Brandon Butterworth leading off this top half of the second inning, and that's over for a called strike. Cabrera with a little bit of control issues early on in the ball game. It hurt him as Enrique Bradfield walked, stole second, eventually came around to score the run, and Cabrera settled down to finish off the first. It's even now at 1-1 to Brandon Butterworth. But I think, Sheik, the first thing is before we do that, Butterworth lifts this one in right field. Leandro Pineda is there. He'll make the catch just before he gets to the foul line. So one out here in the second. But 25 years, I don't think charter schools and virtual schools surprises anybody anymore in 2025. But to say you've had it for 25 years, I think, is where it would surprise some people. I think most people think, yeah, after COVID, I could see it happening.
Right.
But the reality is you guys have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you hit a quarter of a century of doing something like online education, where we went from, as you mentioned, back in the day having those CD-ROMs to get your internet to now being instant. I mean, it's a lot.
Jake has no idea what you're talking about, by the way.
I would try to say, yeah, I'm only in my 20s too, but my bald head gives it away.
Joseph Berger tries to lay down a bunt, but that's foul. But it is also, the reality is for where we are right now, most schools, certainly Berks County schools, are all pretty much back in. I know Philly schools generally don't start till after Labor Day.
They actually started too.
They did start?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's getting in on the act now and starting. But that doesn't matter from your perspective, because whether or not you've already started your new school year, you can still ultimately get tied in with the Pennsylvania Virtual School, Charter School.
Absolutely, and I think there's a strikeout.
Yeah,
there.
It was. Joseph Berger goes down swinging. Strikeout number 2 for Cabrera, 2 outs here in the inning.
And, you know, if your child for some reason was striking out with their current school, you can
well
join
done.
our school. I'm a marketing guy.
That's right.
You can join
you're
our
a radio
school.
announcer. Don't give me marketing. Don't give me marketing.
But, yeah, our big thing is that we customize education and we meet you where you are. So if your child comes in.
Is on the line to the center field. Carter Young will get a base hit.
If your child comes in the middle of the year, we are able to do some assessment tests to meet them where they are, even if it's something like your child is advanced in math, but maybe struggling in English or something of that nature. Usually those are the big two. Either you're doing well in one and behind on the other. We're able to meet them where they are. We're able to have them in classes where they are live with teachers, or if you're a parent who is more of a, hey, I want to be a homeschool parent, but I don't want to come up with the curriculum, we have those independent classes where you're just checking in with teachers. We have a lot of customization is where I'm getting at, and it's really, really good that we've had these 25 years to really tweak it and try to perfect it, to meet your child where you are regardless of where they are in the state. And we've had a growing number of families, especially over the past few years, who have joined us from Berks County in all grade levels, from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Jose Perez is the hitter, and Cabrera quickly gets ahead of him 0-2. You use the words meet you where you are. You're here a lot. I mean, you guys, it's part of what you do is your sponsorship, but you're here. You're on the plaza all the time because you're meeting people here and trying to teach them a little bit and understand them who you really are and what you have to offer.
Yeah, and education is something that's very unique because this is something where we just want you to know about us. We want you to know what we offer. We're not for everybody, and that education being one size fits all is just not the case anymore. 25 years ago, there was that thought, you know, you went to your local school and that was it, unless if you paid for private school. Now you have a bunch of options. So for a lot of us, it's not even just about you trying to enroll a PA virtual. It's about educating you about your options. Hey, what's going on with your child? Why would you be looking for a change? What's working for them? What's not? And even just coaching them through, you know, why we might be a good fit or what they could even do in their current school. I mean, that's the way we want to be, and why we are here so much is we want to be your neighbors, and we want to be able to talk to you. And because we deal with so much with education, we want to try to help you do what's best for your child, whether it's with our school or another one.
1-2 pitch to Jose Perez is up and away. It's 2-2. And to that point, if it's somebody thinking about whether you're a right fit, doesn't mean that your child has to be struggling in school that you're a right fit. They could be excelling in school,
Correct.
and you might be a better option for them.
Yeah, and I'll give you a prime example here. We actually have a program where if a child can enter in at 7th grade, as early as 7th grade, and start earning high school credits. We have a program where your child can graduate high school in 3 years. We have a program now that just recently started with a few universities, including Temple University, where you could start earning college credits and go right into that school where someone like Temple actually will consider you more for scholarships if you're doing something like that. So for our advanced learners there that might need an additional challenge, we're perfect for that too. And on top of that, you can log in and see each assignment, how your child did, the grades they're doing, so you don't have to wait till that, parent-teacher conference.
Jose Perez lifts a 3-2 pitch into left field. Be a lazy fly ball in the direction of Bryson Ware. He'll make the catch for the third and final out here in the second. For the Baysox, no runs, a hit, no errors, and one man left. We're through 1.5. It's 1-0 Chesapeake on top. As always, Sheik, we appreciate PA Virtual Charter, all the things, and being a great partner here in Baseball Town.
It's excellent. And one quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
In over 25 years, do they still call that a can of corn?
It's still, I'd still call it a can of corn.
Just thought I'd ask.
He probably doesn't know, Jake probably doesn't know what that means either. All right, we'll be back after this on the Ready Fight Phillies Radio Network. We head to the bottom half of the second inning, and the fight fills down a run. We'll send Alex Pinellas, Caleb Ricketts, and Nick Dunn to the plate. Bottom half of the second inning brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living, not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania, outside of Lebanon. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. A run on a couple hits for the Baysox. Phil's looking for their first hit after going down 1-2-3 against Nestor Herman in the bottom half of the first inning. Herman, a Seattle, Washington native, actually played his college baseball at the University of Seattle. Was an 11th round draft pick of the Orioles back in 2023. And winds and delivers his first pitch to Alex Pinellas, and Pinellas lays off a pitch up high. Pinellas 3 for 8 in this series, 276 on this season, and 6 home runs and 30 RBIs in total. Left-handed hitter. Facing the right-hander, Herman. And that one's at the letters for a called strike one. Fastball, curve, slider, and split. The makeup for Herman, who is regarded as the number 14 prospect in the Orioles organization. The 1-1 pitch from him here is up high, ball 2. Baysox wearing their gray pants with the black jerseys and the orange trim, black hats and the orange trim on the hats as well. Phil's wearing their throwback Thursday unis, the red pinstripes and the R logo, as Herman misses again to Pinellas. This one down low as he missed up high on ball 1 and ball 2, bounces one up there for ball 3. So Pinellas in a very hitter count here at 3-1. And that's at the letters. Strike 2. So even the 2 strikes to Pinellas have been borderline pitches up high. 3 straight lefties due up for the Phils in this inning, with Ricketts in the on-deck circle and then Nick Dunn behind him. Here's a swing and a miss, and Pinellas can't catch up to another high fastball from Herman, and back-to-back strikeouts now, finishing the first and starting the second. 3 strikeouts in total for Herman, 1 out here in the second.
Al Padrique stacking his lineup with all of his lefties tonight because there is a lefty, Luis De Leon, going tomorrow for the Baysox. So you probably think a handful of these lefties are going to get a day off tomorrow night.
Caleb Ricketts now bats, and Ricketts takes one over for a called strike. Ricketts with hits in each game in this series. 2 for 7 in total, 250 batting average on the year. And he lifts this one into center field. O'Verne will have to drift a couple steps to his right, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
Looking at our out-of-town scores, Phillies trail 3-1 of the Braves. That 1 run from the Phillies came on the 46th home run of the season from Kyle Schwarber. So he broke his streak, I believe it was against the Nationals, of consecutive series with a home run. Don't think he homered in the Mets series either, so but he does pick up number 46. So 12 away from Ryan Howard's franchise record of 58 in a season.
Nick Dunn now bats, and he hits the first pitch he sees down the first base line. Fielded by Anderson, he'll flip to Herman covering, and the Phils go quickly and in order here in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We have 2 in the books in Reading, and it's Chesapeake on top, 1-0. We head to the top half of the third inning here in Reading. At the Fightin' Phils trailing the Chesapeake Baysox 1-0. Gene Cabrera facing the top of the order here for the Baysox. Enrique Bradfield, who scored the run that's on the board with a leadoff walk, stole second base, came around to score on a base hit from Reed Trimble. He'll be followed by Austin O'Verne and then Reed Trimble. And the first pitch to Bradfield is up high for a ball. I want to thank our good friends at Pepsi for presenting the 2025 season here in Baseball Town. Go Fightin' Phils and drink more Pepsi. 1-0 pitch. That's there for a called strike. Again, Cabrera had a little bit of control issues early on, thus the walk to Bradfield, and also fell behind to the on-deck circle, hitter in the on-deck circle, Austin O'Verne as well. 1-1 pitch here, and that's over for a called strike. So now he gets ahead of Bradfield 1 and 2. Now Bradfield will call time. Bradfield, as we mentioned earlier, the number 4 prospect in this Orioles organization, takes one outside. And O'Verne, who's a very similar type of hitter, is the number 30 prospect. Similar type player, I should say. Both outstanding wheels, good defensive outfielders as well. 2-2 pitch is inside. Check to see an appeal. Whether or not he went around, he did not. Tatum Littleton is behind the plate tonight. Nate Dieterich is at first base, and Brandon Spivak, who they appealed to at third base, said no, he didn't swing. 3-2 pitch is fouled straight back, and Bradfield stays alive. And again, comparisons to Bradfield and O'Verne. Bradfield is a year older. He played his college baseball at Vanderbilt. drafted by the Orioles in the first round in 2023. Auburn in 2024 out of USC. And a swing and a miss. Bradfield goes down swinging. Good changeup there by Cabrera. Had Bradfield way out in front. Strikeout number 3 for Gene Cabrera. Out number 1 here in the third. And that brings up Auburn. Auburn, not real big, but again, a great athlete. He went to USC and originally went there to play both baseball and football. Was on the football team as a freshman as a wide receiver for USC. And then ultimately opted to focus solely on baseball. Drafted by the Orioles in the third round last spring. 0-1 pitch. And that's down low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Auburn began the year at Aberdeen at 84 games at the high A affiliate for the Orioles at 242 with 8 home runs, but stole 43 bases. Hitting at 264 since his call-up. He lifts this one foul and out of play, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's got a couple of doubles since his call-up on August the 5th. He's also hit a couple of home runs and 5 RBIs. He's 3 for 9 in this series, so both Bradfield and Auburn with 3 hits so far through the first 2 games. And the 1-2 pitch just misses inside. It is 2-2. Oh, we got some interesting things going on in Philadelphia. After Aaron Nola gave up 3 runs at the top of the first, the Phillies, if they can bat, they're still batting. It's 5-3. Phillies over and drives this one to right field. Pineda goes over, and it does misjudge a bit. It's over his head and off the wall. Over and with that great speed will fly into second base, sliding with a double. Pineda looked like he thought he had it in his sights and then realized he was not deep enough as he was in front of the track and the ball hit on the track and it bounced off the right field wall for a double for Auburn. So the first extra base hit of the game, the third hit for the Baysox with Auburn at second base and 1 out and Reed Trimble at the plate. Again, Trimble singled with Bradfield on base his first time up for his 4th RBI of this series and 25th of the season. And the first pitch to Trimble is over for a called strike 1. So Jake mentioned that Kyle Schwarber hit a home run for the Phils. And JT Realmuto hit a 2-run home run. And then Max Kepler hit a 2-run home run. So the Phils put up a 5 spot against the Braves in the bottom of the first. 5-3 Phillies after an inning at Citizens Bank Park. 0-1 pitch to Trimble's outside, ball 1. So maybe the Atlanta Braves could be a tonic that the Phils need after the operation that the Mets performed on the Phillies over the course of the last 3 nights at Citi Field. 1-1 pitch to Trimble. It's outside again. It's 2-1. That's where Cabrera was missing in that first inning when he had those early control issues. He was missing outside on the left-handed hitters. And after back-to-back pitches on the outer half of the plate, Trimble's ahead now 2-1. This one lifted into left field. Bryson Ware going back. He'll make the catch. Auburn will tag to throw his cut off. And Auburn slides into third base, moving up on the play. So Bryson Ware makes the catch in left for out number 2. And Auburn, again with that great speed, flies into second base. I'd love to see a race between Bradfield and Auburn. The faster of the two. They are both ridiculously fast. So he's now at third base with 2 outs, and Adam Retzbach is the batter. Retzbach struck out looking back in the first. Grounds this one down the third base line, but foul. Retzbach now 1 for 9 in this series with his strikeout in the first. He's a PA kid up near Scranton, Lakeland High School. Up above Scranton is where he went to high school and then played his college baseball at Lehigh. Drafted by the Orioles from Lehigh in the 14th round in 2022. 1 ball and 1 strike to him here. And that's down a bit low. It's 2-1. Over and trying to rattle Cabrera a little bit in that third base bag. Kind of taking that walking and then running lead just to try to rattle Cabrera, who's pitching from the windup with the runner on third. 2-1 pitch. Lined into right field, that's a base hit. Over and will score, and the Baysox now have a 2-0 lead as Retzbach gets his first RBI of the series and his 51st of the season.
Yeah, not hit hard, just 65 off the bat from Adam Retzbach, but put it right into the right spot. I mean, both of the Baysox RBI base hits tonight have been just headed the right spot at the right time. The same situation there. Retzbach up, so the righty Nick Dunn shaded more towards the middle. He just punched it right where Nick Dunn was in.
So that brings up Ethan Anderson with Retzbach now at first base and 2 outs. And the first pitch to Anderson is outside for a ball. Anderson grounded out to first base his first time up. Pinellas now obviously holding the bag with Retzbach on base. The 1-0 pitch. Lifted into straightaway center field, not very deep. Dylan Campbell has to go back a couple of steps, and that's it. Make the catch for the third and final out here in the third. For the Baysox, they get another run. They do it on a couple hits and no errors, and they leave one. We are through 2.5. It's 2-0. Chesapeake on top. Bottom half of the third inning is brought to you by Sports Culleton PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice after a serious personal injury. Call Sports Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. Fightin Phillies looking for their first hit as they've gone down in order in inning 1 and 2 against Nestor Herman. They will send Bryson Ware, Leandro Pineda, and Robert Moore to the plate here in this third inning. 2-0 is our score. Baysox with a run in the first, and another in the third. Ware making his debut in this series, hitting at .273 since his call up from Jersey Shore. He's got a double, a home run, and 4 RBIs. And the off-speed pitch, the slider has him chasing. Slider on the outer half. And the second pitch is down low and away to even the count at 1-1. Catches the outside corner, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's been a heavy dose of off-speed to Bryson Ware to start this at-bat. Good amount of fastballs from Herman to start this game. Now kind of switching gears a little bit towards the later part of the lineup.
And fastball, curve, slider, and split. The arsenal, according to the Orioles organization, about Herman. 1-2 pitch is a swing and a miss. He came with a fastball there, and he got it by Ware for his 4th strikeout.
7 up, 7 down for Nestor Herman tonight. And see if Pineda or Robert Moore can solve the riddle of him before the lineup card flips back over.
Leandro Pineda has been on base 3 times in this series, but he's done it kind of the hard way. He's been hit by a pitch twice and walked. 0 for 5 officially. And the first pitch to the left-hand hitter is a bit low for a ball.
Well, the hard way and the painful way,
yeah,
too.
Exactly. 216 batting average for Pineda, 8 home runs and 34 RBIs. And that one misses again. It's 2-0. Despite his struggles at the plate, he's still among the team leaders with 21 doubles on the year. And a 2-0 pitch to him. Swing and a miss. He's back with the fastball up high, and Pineda looking to cut the lead in half. Comes up empty.
Wonder how many doubles Keaton Anthony would have if he was here for the whole year.
At the pace he was on, that's 60. 2 balls and a strike to Pineda. That's at the letters again. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Herman really, don't want to say painting the corners, but he's painting the upper half of the strike zone. A lot of pitches up around the letters for the Phils. Some of them called strikes, some of them swings and misses. And generally, left-hand hitters don't like the ball up high, so maybe not a bad strategy. He's seeing a lot of lefties in this lineup. 6 in total as Pineda lifts this one into shallow center, very high fly ball. O'Vern will drift underneath it for out number 2. And that'll bring up Robert Moore, who's also playing for the first time in this series. Moore on the year at 202, 5 home runs and 29 RBIs. Been a brief stint with the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, but now back here in Reading. First pitch to Moore. Up high, ball 1. And this one driven into right field. Going back is Josenberger. He'll have room right in front of the track for the 3rd and final out. On the fly out to right field, Robert Moore is retired, and so are the Phils here in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 3 now complete in Reading. 2-0, Chesapeake on top. Two nothing Chesapeake on top as we head to the top half of the 4th inning. Taking over play-by-play, my broadcast partner, Jake Starr.
Thank you very much, Bob. Top half of the 4th inning, 2-0 our score. The Baysox on top of the Fightin Phils. And a reminder that every Tuesday, all active military and veterans receive $3 off box seats, thanks to Burke's Oral Surgery and Dental Implant Center. Of course, just one more Tuesday left at home in 2025. Tuesday, September 9th, which is our 22nd annual morning game. 11 a.m. first pitch against the Somerset Patriots, AA affiliate of the New York Yankees. So Brandon Butterworth leads off the top of the 4th inning as Gene Cabrera is back out for another inning of work. Cabrera 56 pitches through 3 innings, and the first one home is taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. Butterworth 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game, 2 for 5 in total this week. Batch on the right side. Butterworth calls time. 20th game with the Baysox, hitting exactly .250. Reached base in 18 of the first 19 games since he joined Chesapeake. The 0-1 is swung on and tapped straight back foul. It's 0-2. Butterworth, who started the year in the Padres organization, was acquired by the Orioles as a part of the deal that sent Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano back to San Diego at the trade deadline. The 0-2 is taken a bit down, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Of course, the Padres pretty much a complete overhaul of their farm system at the deadline this year. Ton of big moves made by San Diego. The 1-2, and that one is taken a bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball there from Gene Cabrera. And the 2-2. Swinging a line drive. It is caught, I believe, in midair by Carson DiMartini. It is. Third base umpire Brennan Sivak says he did make the catch in the air, so that is out number 1. Nice play by DiMartini, and that'll bring Tavian Josenberger to the plate for the Baysox. Josenberger 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. He struck out swinging back in the second. He digs in from the left side. Open stance. First pitch home. A bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 2-0 Baysox on top in this top of the 4th inning. Chesapeake a run in the first and the third. Next pitch is swung on and rolled down the third base line. Fair. Scoop by DiMartini. Rifles a throw to first. It's going to be a hair late. Just wasn't hit hard enough. 52 off the bat. And it's going to be an infield single for Tavian Josenberger. And a 1-out base runner for the Baysox for Carter Young.
DiMartini did just about everything he could to make that play. Just a slow roller and a runner with good wheels running for the left-handed batter's box, so he has a little bit of a head start on it as well. But just a tick late, pretty much a bang-bang play.
So Carter Young is in, 1 for 1 with a single tonight. First pitch misses down of a sweeper. It's 1-0. Josenberger 3 for 8 so far this week. He has doubled, struck out a couple of times as well. The 1-0 to Young is taken for a called strike. It's 1-1. Young, who had a brief stint with AAA Norfolk, July 29th, August the 7th at 333 over 8 games with the Tides in AAA. 1-1, misses a bit outside. If a changeup, it's 2-1. Cabrera last pitch 6 days ago. Last Friday at Altoona, picked up the win. Allowed an earned run on 2 hits over 5 innings of work. And they'll check on the runner, and he's picked off. Josenberger, they'll chase him down. Vanellis flips to the shortstop more, runs Sims back, throws to the second baseman Dunn. He'll chase him towards the second base bag. That's where Josenberger pretty much gives up. And Nick Dunn applies the tag. So it was 1-3-6-4, I believe.
Yeah, nice job of running him back. That's the key piece of that puzzle. And all the other debacles that happened in Citi Field, you may have missed the one where the Phillies had one in Game 1. Bryce Harper ran Juan Soto towards second base and then made the throw to Bryson Stott very late. Stott tried to make a sweep tag and couldn't hold on to the ball. And a couple times the fielding rule was changed on that, but it really should have been an error on Harper.
2-1 is swung on and fouled back. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carter Young. 2 outs now here in the top of the 4th inning. Bases are empty. You're in a 2-0 ball game. Chesapeake on top of the Phillies.
Key in running somebody down.
And a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Let's come back to our rundown lesson in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Gene Cabrera ends up getting the side down in order. Up to 5 strikeouts tonight. We'll be back after this. Bottom of the 4th, Fightin' Phillies trail it 2-0. Klein is proud to be the official transportation provider of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Klein Transportation gets our Phils to all the road trips throughout the 2025 season. For more information, go to KleinTransportation.com. Top of the fourth inning, 2-0 our score. Baysox on top of the Fightin' Phils. Reading yet to have a base runner in tonight's game, and they'll turn the lineup over for the second time tonight with Dylan Campbell coming up. Jake Starr, Bob McCool, and Bob, it was a nice rundown play by the Phils last inning.
Yeah, to finish that thought, the key component in a running down is you want to run the runner back to the base that they came from. Because even if something goes wrong, at least you kind of left off where you had them, as opposed to giving them the opportunity to move up a bag. And that was one of the mistakes that Bryce Harper made. But again, you kind of forget that Bryce Harper's still just adjusting to playing first base, and how much time does he spend working on rundowns? It's something you work on in spring training. But until it happens in a game, it's a different story.
First pitch to the leadoff man, Campbell. He swings and he fouls it back 0-1. No, these teams rep a lot of things. I mean, they take infield, outfield probably 3 or 4 days out of the week before batting practice. And, rundowns, something probably not repped a ton outside of spring training, like Bob said. But, a lot of it's the same fundamentals that you talk about from high school ball up. 0-1, swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Dylan Campbell 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. He's 1 for 9 this week with 6 strikeouts, so trying to kind of snap out of a bit of a snide. It's just 208 on the road trip in Altoona as well. A series in which the Fightin' Phils split with the curve. So 0-2 the count to Dylan Campbell. And Herman's pitch home, and Campbell swings and he fouls it back. Big weekend for Dylan Campbell's Texas Longhorns. #1 team in the country, opening up on the road at Ohio State. Welcome against OHIO. That should be a great matchup, noon on Saturday. 0-2, Campbell takes it up 1-2. Campbell was talking a few of his teammates around the batting cage today during BP about Texas football this year and his excitement for the Longhorns, who come in as the top-ranked team in the country. The quarterback whose last name is Manning. Might sound a little bit familiar. Arch Manning, that is. 1-2 is down low for a ball, 2-2. Now, Arch, I believe, is the third brother's son, right, Cooper?
Correct. He is Cooper's son. Cooper, the oldest of the Manning brothers. Peyton is the middle. Eli, the youngest of the 3 Manning brothers. And they are all the sons of Archie Manning, who, of course, was a long-time, highly successful quarterback in the NFL.
2-2 by Campbell. He swings, hits into the air, out towards right. Backtracking is the right fielder, Josenberger. He'll drift onto the track and make the catch. That's out #1. And if I remember correctly, Cooper was actually a pretty accomplished football player himself, but it was some health issues that forced him into an early retirement.
Correct, and he was the wide receiver. Obviously, Peyton and Eli were the quarterbacks like their dad, but Cooper was a wide receiver. He did play in college, but yeah, I think it was back injuries or knee injuries kind of cut things short for Cooper. But yeah, he was the oldest of the Manning boys.
So to bring Carson DeMartini up for the Phils. First pitch to him, swing and a miss. Out in front of a curveball at 80 from Nestor Herman. Carson DeMartini went to Virginia Tech. His Hokies, of course, members of the ACC. One of the best entrances in all of college football. 0-1 is a called strike, 0-2. Metallica's Enter Sandman. Played down in Blacksburg when the Virginia Tech Hokies take the field. So there's a lot of people very excited about a lot of college football teams coming up starting this weekend. And there's a lot of hype surrounding the local, I guess you could say local squad, Penn State. You can hear their game on 8:30 WEEU on Saturday, 3:30 kickoff. Coverage starts at 1:30 with Bob McCool and Rich Garcella. And then it's the pregame show at 2. 0-2 is down, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Nittany Extra this week we'll have the voice of the Penn State Nittany Lions, Steve Jones, on. I want to talk to him about it having a new place to sit.
That is true.
They took away his box.
The whole press box taken down, temporary press box the next couple of years. I felt pretty nostalgic seeing that come down. I spent a lot of time in that press box.
Rich Garcella got a piece of it.
He should.
They got it. They gave them they all signed the counter or the kind of the
1-2.
table.
DeMartini, a slow hit ground ball left side, fielded by the third baseman Perez. His throw to first is a bit offline. It doesn't go too far from Anderson at first, But DeMartini will be aboard as Reading's first base runner. Perez pretty much fielded that one from the shortstop position, but you'll take it if you're DeMartini. See what they give it, whether it's going to be an error or a base hit. I would think an error.
Yeah, because I think if the throw's on the bag, he's out. But Anderson tried to hold the bag and still make the catch, and they will indeed call that an error.
Second error of the year for Perez.
Phillies do get their first base runner, but not yet a hit.
Now, if I remember correctly, the beat writers all signed their tables after the last regular season game.
Correct.
But then Penn State came back for the first round of the playoff against SMU 3 weeks later.
Right, and so when they tore the press box down, they broke that table up, and they gave all of them a piece of the table.
Is the piece that they signed?
Where they signed, yes.
Of course, Rich Scarcelli, you can read him primarily in the Reading Eagle, but I believe he's in a bunch of papers in the area.
He's in 12 papers all around. Basically, if you live in eastern Pennsylvania, you're probably reading Rich's stuff. But it's obviously it's very thorough. Rich is the longest tenured beat writer on the Penn State beat. And he has the distinction of each and every press conference, he gets the first question. Although he had some problems with it
this week. Yep. There were some Zoom issues with Rich this week on James Franklin's Monday press conference. So here's Felix Reyes, 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. Nestor Herman out of the stretch for the first time. DeMartini wastes no time taking off. But the first pitch is swung on and fouled back, 0-1.
Well, Felix Reyes has come out hacking against Herman. He struck him out on 3 pitches the first time up and swings at the first pitch here.
Reyes, 337 hitter, 13 homers, 49 runs driven in. And Carson DeMartini on first, 26 for 31 on the base pass this year. Here's the 0-1. Reyes is swinging a tapper, goes straight back foul, and it's 0-2. Pretty sure Reyes has seen 5 pitches, has swung at all 5 pitches tonight.
That's exactly what he's done. He struck out on 3 pitches his first time up, and he's 0-2 here. I mean, you don't want to bounce one up there because of DeMartini on the base pass, but you certainly think you want to get him to chase one out of the zone here.
First, they will check on DeMartini. DeMartini made his Double-A debut June 10th. He has stolen 26 bases in that stretch. That is third most in the Eastern League since June the 10th. Another one I'd be curious to see if he spent a full season here, what his numbers would look like. It's an 0-2 count, pitch home. And Reyes, another swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. 5th strikeout recorded by Nestor Herman. And there's 2 outs in the inning for Alex Binelas.
I'll give Herman credit. He's challenged Reyes now in 2 at-bats, and he's won the challenge each and every time.
So we'll see if DeMartini is off and running again early in this count to Binelas, who was a strikeout victim his only other time up tonight. And Herman's first pitch home. Binelas swings at a line drive into left center field for a base hit. DeMartini turns around second. He'll get the third standing up as Overton's throw goes to second base. And it's a 2-out single for Alex Binelas. Reading's first hit of the night. And that'll bring Caleb Ricketts to the plate with men on the corners.
Well, Binelas is on deck circle watching Herman go right after Felix Reyes. And so Herman comes right after Alex Binelas, and he makes him pay for it right back through the box. He almost got our first base umpire, Nate Dieterich. It was right at his noggin. He had a duck out of the way. Duck out of the way of it. The way things have gone for Reading so far in the first couple nights of the series, I'm surprised looking at the first hit of the night, it didn't hit the umpire and turned into an out. But the Phils now have runners at the corners with 2 outs.
So here's Caleb Ricketts, currently riding a 15-game hitting streak. And Herman's first pitch home is a curveball that's up. It's 1-0. Ricketts' 15-game hitting streak, the longest by an RFL since Carlos De La Cruz, and a 15-game one from May 23rd to June the 9th in 2023. Last time a Fightin fell at a 16-game hit streak, got to go all the way back to 2018. So 7 years since someone got up to 16 games in a row. 1-0. Ricketts takes another curveball, this time for a called strike. Demek Tomsha and Austin Listy. In 2018, the last RFLs to have 16-game hit streaks. Ricketts, 22 runs driven in this year. He's hitting .249 overall. Here's the 1-1. He will check his swing. They will appeal. Third base umpire Brendan Spivak standing off to the left of the pitcher's mound, says no swing. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Fightin fails in a 2-0 hole, bottom half of the fourth inning. Man on the corners here. Alex Manelis on first, Carson DiMartini on third. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Fastball at 94 from Herman, but it has some great life on it tonight. Fightin Phils have really had some issues with Herman's fastball. 23-year-old is Herman from the University of Seattle, 2023 draft pick, 11th round by Baltimore. 2-2. And Ricketts swings, hits it in the air well, deep to right center field. Josenberger's back, he turns, it's off the top of the wall. DiMartini scores, Manelis gets the third, he'll stop there. And it's an RBI double for Caleb Ricketts, and he extends his hit streak to 16 games, the longest by an RFL since 2018.
Another good job of attacking Herman, as the Phils have certainly realized that Herman's filling up the strike zone, and Ricketts drives that one. Just didn't quite get it high enough off the fence to get it out of here, but unfortunately for Caleb Ricketts, Manelis just not with great speed, so Al Padrique made the decision to make sure they hold him up at third base. So Phil's still down a run, but base hit here could change all of that.
Here's Nick Dunn, second and third of the runners, 2 outs in the fourth. And the first pitch home. Dunn will swing and he'll pop it up. Slicing towards the fence and foul territory, third base side. It does go out of play. So it's 0-1.
I find this very interesting, because I just got done saying, I mean, the Phils have realized, look, Herman is throwing first pitch strikes, so let's go up there swinging. Now, theoretically, Chesapeake needs to counter that. Like, okay, they're going after the first pitch. Maybe you don't want to fill up the strike zone on the first pitch.
0-1 is a curveball, top of the zone for a called strike to Dunn. It's 0-2. It was double number 14 of the year for Ricketts, RBI number 23. In this contest, number 49 that the catcher has played in. He leads off second. Manelis leads off third. Running chasing a 1-run deficit in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Here's the 0-2 home. Dunn swings and he knuckles one in the air. Third base side, foul territory. Perez, the third baseman, onto the warning track, makes the catch. And that retires the side here in the fourth. Reading does get a run. They did it on 2 base hits. There was an error and 2 men left on base. We played 4. On to the fifth. Fightin fails, down by 1. It's a 2-1 ball game. Today's Fightin Phil's alumni report is presented by our friends over at Deer Country. How about the Iron Pigs last night? A 15-3 win at Omaha against the Storm Chasers. Gabriel Rincones had 3 hits, 3 runs, 4 RBI, and a home run. Otto Kemp also doubled twice out of 15 total hits for the Iron Pigs in their win over the Storm Chasers. I guess you could say the Pigs were bringing the Storm to Omaha last night. So it's the top of the 5th inning, 2-1 our score. Fightin Phil's got a run back in the bottom of the 4th, thanks to a 2-out RBI double from Caleb Ricketts. And now Gene Cabrera is at 68 pitches, returns for inning number 5 of work. And I'll get 9-1 and 2 of the Baysox lineup here. First pitch to Jose Perez is swung on and sliced out of play foul to the left side. Reading does have bullpen action. Gabriel Barbosa's up and throwing. This next pitch will be the 71st from Cabrera, and it's over for a strike. It's 0-2. Al Padrique mentioned it in our pregame show tonight. that they're really kind of looking to manage Cabrera's pitches and innings at this point of the year. 0-2, low and away, 1-2. Through 4 innings tonight, Cabrera had 126 and 2/3 innings pitched. The most that he has pitched, innings-wise, in a season in his pro career. And that dates back to 2019, after Cabrera signed with the Phillies and was with the Dominican Summer League Phillies. So just trying to kind of be smart about the 23-year-old's innings at this point of the year. Here's the 1-2, and that one is at the knees, called strike 3. Strikeout number 5 tonight for Gene Cabrera. And that'll flip the lineup card over for the 3rd time to Enrique Bradfield Jr., who's 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game.
Well, here we work our way now into the 3rd time around for the hitters seeing Cabrera. And he's got to know there's some activity in the bullpen.
First pitch shown to Bradfield. Swings and misses. It's 0-1. One of Cabrera's best starts of the year came at the Baysox back on July the 12th. 1 run over 6 innings, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts. But I don't think that was the most impressive part of that game for Cabrera. It's going to be a pitch clock violation, it looks like, on the pitcher. So that'll make it a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Cabrera threw 30 pitches in the first inning of that game at Chesapeake. Threw 47 over the next 5. That's less than 10 per inning. 1-1, misses it outside, 2 balls and a strike. And it was the second game of a doubleheader. So thought maybe there was a chance Cabrera would get a shot at a complete game. 2-1 is a line drive right back through the middle for a base hit from Enrique Bradfield Jr. So it's his 4th hit of the week and 2nd time on tonight. And he wasted a little time taking off the run when he reached back in the 1st. But that'll bring Austin over into the plate. 2-1 ball game. Baysox on top here in the top of the 5th inning. Over and 1 for 2 tonight. Doubled and scored a run back in the 3rd. Bradfield a very hefty lead off at first. They will check on him, and he dives back in safely. Bradfield 6'1", 170 pounds. He looks taller than 6'1", I think just kind of the way how slender his frame is. But he will take very aggressive leads. First pitch, he stays pat. And it's been outside for a ball. It's 1-0.
I said this earlier. I would love to see a foot race between Bradfield and Over. Those guys both can fly. Got a chance to see both of them running over the course of this game so far.
A ball and no strikes. Cabrera deals and misses a bit down. It's 1-1. Over and 4 for 11 so far this week. RBI run scored and a double. Hitting .333 against the Fightin Phillies. Entering play tonight. 2-0 is swung on and lifted into the air. It'll go out of play foul to the 3rd base side. It's 2-1. Big Phil's just got another run. Bryson Stott with an RBI single. Makes it a 7-3 lead in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Well, hopefully at least it looks like Aaron Nola's settled down a little bit after a rough 1st inning.
They're going to need Nola to be on his best down the stretch here and into October. Nola, of course, who missed about 3 months with a ankle and then rib injury. 2-1 is swung on and cranked deep to left field. Wears back to the track at the wall. It's gone. Austin Over and goes the other way for his 3rd Double-A home run. It's a 2-run shot to left, and the Baysox get 2 more back. It's 4-1.
Well, that's the troubles for Gene Cabrera at this spot in the game, just looking to try to get through this 5th inning and hoping that maybe his team can get some runs in the bottom half and you get a win out of it, but that's not the way this is going to end up because here comes Al Padrique after that 2-run home run. Looks like Gene Cabrera's night is over.
So Gene Cabrera's night is done. His running trails at 4-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. We'll step aside for a moment. We'll have the new pitcher in from the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen when we return after this. Still in the top half of the 5th inning, 4-1 Baysox on top of the Fightin' Phils. And Reading has brought in a new pitcher with 1 out in the inning, and it's the right-handed arm 23-year-old Gabriel Barbosa.
Barbosa making his 9th appearance with the Fightin' Phils without a decision and an ERA of 4.76. In those previous 8 appearances, 11 1/3 innings pitched, 11 hits, 10 strikeouts, 5 walks.
So he's in for Gene Cabrera, whose line we can close since the bases are empty. 4 1/3 innings pitched for Cabrera, 7 hits, 4 runs all earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts for Gene Cabrera tonight. So it'll be the 3-hitter Reed Trimble, the first that Gabriel Barbosa will face here in this top half of the 5th inning. Fightin' Phils, the bats are going to have some work to do, and it's been a pretty quiet week offensively for them. 2 runs on Tuesday, just 1 last night, 1 tally through 4 tonight, so going to have to try and get the bats rolling here. So Trimble digs in from the left side. 1 gone, top of the 5th. 4-1 Baysox on top of the Fightin' Phils. And Barbosa's first pitch home is swung on and rolled over foul down the first base line. 0-1. Calvin Christensen is the first base coach for Chesapeake. Second-year manager Roberto Mercado is in the third base coach's box for the Baysox. 0-1. Barbosa, who works out of the windup, fires home and misses that one down and in. 1-1. It was another beautiful day here in Reading. Temperatures right around 70. You know, it's feeling like some mid-September-like evenings here in Berks County this week, and I have 0 complaints about it, and I'm sure you agree, Bob. 1-1, swung on a ground ball right side. It shoots past Nick Dunn in the right field for a base hit. So that's 3 straight hits by the Baysox. And if a man on first to 1 out, that'll bring Adam Retzbach to the plate.
Well, our Which One Wednesday question this week, which is
sponsored by the Redners Event Center.
That it is, thank you very much, was that. Are you looking forward to the weather and the fall weather, or are you already longing for the summer weather to stick around?
There could still be some summer that comes back.
100%. We're a long way away from seeing our last 80 or mid-80s degree day in Pennsylvania. That I can guarantee you.
First pitch to Adam Retzbach is swinging a miss. It's 0-1.
But I voted against my norm, which would be to continue the summer and the summer weather, because I love summer weather. But
you like the heat?
Yeah, yes, I do. I mean, I love summer weather. It does not bother me at all. In fact, I love it. But for whatever reason, this year, I'm ready. I'm ready for fall and football and all the things that come along with it.
It's just been such a hot summer. It's been such a stormy summer, too. I think the thing is, like, I love this weather, right? Like 70 to mid-60s at night.
This is great.
Sweatshirt, shorts.
This isn't summer weather.
But my issue is what comes after that nice fall weather. 0-1, runner goes. Pitch is a ball. Throw to second on a hop. Gets past everybody in the shallow center field. Dylan Campbell, though, crashing from center. Good backup there. So it'll be a stolen base for Trimble. His 13th this year and as many opportunities.
Yeah,
Kyle Schwarber just hit a 2-run home run. Make that a 10-3 ball game.
Wow. Well, it's good to see Kyle Schwarber back.
It's 2 tonight, 47 on the year.
Yeah, you had mentioned about him in New York, and he struggled in New York. I don't know how much if he had much of anything hit-wise. I know he didn't have any home runs, but he certainly did hit much of anything in New York. So the Phils have come back big. So that's Harper homered, Kepler homered, Schwarber's homered twice.
1-1. Misses down and in. 2 balls and a strike. That's 5 home runs tonight, I believe.
Yeah.
So Schwarber, Harper, Kepler, Real Muto.
Look, in the end, this could have just been one bad series in the middle of everything. And right now, the Mets just have a lot of confidence against the Phillies, especially in New York.
2-1. Swung on, popped out of play, foul behind home plate, 2-2. Back to what we were talking about, though. I love the fall, like that September, even like early October. It's just
what's on the other
winter.
side?
Yeah, it's the
on the other side of that
20
is
degrees.
Snow.
It's dark at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's 10 degrees. There's snow. It's cold. You got to start your car early. It's the whole 9 yards.
Don't disagree at all.
And that's the thing. But I think that's the beauty of living where we live is you get to experience
Provided you like the change.
Well.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if it stayed like 72 all year round.
2-2 has been outside 3-2. If I could live somewhere where every day is like today,
Yeah.
75 and sunny during the day, 60 at night, wouldn't have a complaint in the world.
I bet you would. I think you'd find
Probably
something.
would be like too much pollen or something like that. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and popped up. Foul territory, third base side. DeMartini and Ricketts both race over, and it's going to go out of play foul. And the count will stay full. I mean, look, I'm sure there's people that enjoy skiing, snowboarding, that enjoy the snow. But it's just such an inconvenience. I mean, that's the thing. Like,
it's fine if you don't have to drive it.
You got 6 inches of snow, you can't go anywhere.
No.
I don't want to just sit in my house all day. 3-2 the count to Adam Retzbach. He's 1 for 2 tonight, an RBI single back in the third. As Reed Trimble takes the lead off second. And he'll step off and look Trimble back. And the best thing about fall, too, early fall, is you get spring weather without the allergies. That's the best part about it.
Can't argue with that. I mean, there's some people who get it in the fall, but it's the one good thing about for me about aging, that my allergies are not nearly what they used to be.
3-2 is swung on and popped up. First base side, foul territory. Pinellas, the first baseman, is over. Onto the warning track, he'll make the catch. Trimble stays put. And that is out number 2. And that'll bring Ethan Anderson up. Baysox lead at 4-1, top of the 5th. And I think, like I love spring and I love fall, because spring, it's baseball starts, weather starts to get warmer, and fall is kind of the same thing. Weather kind of cools down a little bit. Football starts. I mean, high school football's underway. College football's getting underway. NFL starts a week from tonight. Eagles at home against the now Micah Parsonless Green Bay Packers. A game you can also hear on WEEU.
That is true.
Long look back at second for Barbosa. He'll fire from the stretch. And Anderson rolls over the first pitch. It's a ground ball to first, footed by Pinellas. And he'll tag the first base bag, and that'll retire the side in the 5th. Baysox, though, do score 2 more runs. They had 3 hits. The big blow being the 2-run home run from Austin Overn. There were no errors, and 1 man left on base. Halfway through this Thursday night game here in Baseball Town, on to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Baysox on top of the Fightin' Phils, 4-1. This inning is brought to you by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled on a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon County Rail Trail. Bottom half of the 5th inning, Fightin' Phils trail at 4-1 to the Baysox. And Nestor Herman is back out for his 5th inning of work. And he'll get 7, 8, and 9 of the Fightin' Phils lineup, starting with Bryson Ware. If you're just joining us, I'm Jake Starr, joined alongside by Bob McCool. Baysox running the first, third, and then 2 in the 5th, running their lone tally in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And the first pitch to Ware is swung on and it's popped up. Foul territory, first base side. Anderson, the first baseman, gives it a chase and was in his glove, out of his glove, and then he makes the catch just up against the sidewall down the right field line. And that'll be out number 1. Nice concentration there by Anderson at first.
Yeah, he was under it, or at least he thought he was under it. Then he kind of had to reach back for it because it was a little bit coming down a little bit further behind him than he thought. And it hit off the heel of his glove and bounced, for him, fortunately, straight up in the air. And then he caught it a second time before it hit the fence.
Here's Leandro Pineda. First pitch to him is a curveball for a called strike. It's 0-1.
Now, Anderson is a catcher, so he's kind of used to those foul balls and going back for it. But he's also dealing with the fence to his side as opposed to in his face or behind him as the catcher.
0-1. Bounced up to Pineda and gets away from the catcher. Retzbach. It's 1-1. And anytime I see like a bobble play in foul territory first base side, my mind goes to Pete Rose and Bob Boone in the clinching game of the 1980 World Series. Of course, Anderson, caught it off himself, and now it's going to be a ground ball right to him. This time a very friendly hop to home field and take it to the first base bag himself. That's out number 2. That'll bring Robert Moore to the plate.
Yeah, the hit off the glove of Bob Boone, and then Pete Rose was there to catch it on the ricochet, and then spiked the ball on the ground, bouncing it, running back towards the pitcher's mound. But yeah, that was a key out in the. I think that was wasn't that the 9th inning of the final game?
I think it was the 9th inning. Yeah. With Tug McGraw on the mound.
Strikes out Willie Wilson to end it.
So here's Robert Moore, 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. 2 outs in the 5th. First pitch to him is a called strike. It's 0-1. Moore hit one a bit off the end of the bat. His last time up in the 3rd was a fly ball to deep right center. I think if that one's down in the barrel a bit more, it's probably at least a double, if not more. 0-1 is taken down low. Ball and a strike to Robert Moore. Tonight's Moore's 3rd start since returning to Reading. Spent 8 games with Lehigh Valley in AAA. Hit .222 for a homer and 4 runs driven in. Switch hitter who bats from the left side. Long look in for Herman. And will fire the 1-1. And Moore takes it up high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Moore's lone home run with the Iron Pigs came August the 13th on the road at Buffalo against the Bison, AAA affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch home. Moore will take that one on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 2-2. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Four-1 our score. Baysox on top of the Phillies. And here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss by Moore. He's down on strikes. And the Fightin Phillies go down in order here in the 5th. 6 strikeouts tonight for Nestor Herman. No runs, no hits. Nobody left on base. We played 5 on to the 6th. Fightin Phillies trail it 4-1. Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania, located between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown and Sinking Spring, and offers a true test of golf on a championship-style course. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more info. So top half of the 6th inning, 4-1 our score. Baysox on top of the Fightin Phillies. That'll be 6-7-8 due up for Chesapeake here in the inning. Against Gabriel Barbosa is out for his first full inning of work. Actually funny on the topic of golf. It was me, Al Patrique, and Matt Jackson, of course, from Classic Harley-Davidson. Might serve in some other capacities around the ballpark. We're walking out of the WEEU studios yesterday morning on Wednesday after our 8:05 spot.
Correct.
First pitch to Butterworth, the ball up 1-0, and it was kind of the weather we were talking about. It was probably like 65. Nice little breeze flowing through, sunny skies, and I think Matt Jackson and Al walk outside and like, this is perfect golf weather right now. And the next pitch to Butterworth is swung on and hit foul out of play, third base side, 1-1. Which they're not wrong. I mean, 70 degrees early morning golf, great time to play. So I hit up the Manor Golf Club.
You?
Did I? No, I came right here.
I thought you just wanted to, further rub it in because I had to keep working. And you weren't.
I don't think I would be rubbing it in if it's my golf game. The 1-1 is swung on, served in the air towards right. Pineda back into his right towards the alley. And the right fielder makes the catch, out number 1. That'll bring Tavian Josenberger to the plate. If I went to play golf, I'd probably keep that on the down low because I don't want people to ask how I did. I kind of judge my golf game based on how few balls I can lose.
Yeah.
If I can get through 18 and maybe go through 4 or 5 golf balls, I'll take it.
But there's truth in that, though, because if you do tell people if you played golf, then the inevitable question is how'd you do?
First pitch, swung on, fouled.
So your
1-0. It's never.
So your strategy is just don't tell people you play golf. That way they won't ask you.
It's never. Did you have a good time?
Right.
Who'd you go with?
No. Well, boy, it was a nice day. I hope you had fun. No, it's how'd you play.
How'd you play? Like,
right.
I'm not on the PGA. Why does it matter?
Right. So if you just don't tell people you went to play golf, then they don't ask you how you did.
Here's the 0-1. Bit outside a ball and a strike. Tavian Josenberger 1 for 2 in tonight's ball game. Singled back in the 4th, but he was eventually picked off by Gene Cabrera in a conglomerate of Fightin Phils. The next pitch, he swings and it's a 2-hopper to second base. It's vacuumed up by Nick Dunn. His throw to first is in time. That's 2 quick outs here for Gabriel Barbosa, who's retired 4 straight, and that'll bring Carter Young to the plate. Barbosa promoted to Reading on July the 31st. Started the year in Clearwater, promoted to Clearwater June the 27th. Spent just about a month at the Blue Claws before joining Reading, so Barbosa already pitching at his 3rd level in 2025 for the 23-year-old. Pitch home is called strike. It's 0-1. Was a minor league Rule 5 pick of the Phillies last December. Spent 2024 in the Yankees system, 2023 in the Rockies organization, which is who originally signed him in 2018. 0-1, swinging a foul ball. It's 0-2. Rockies signed him out of Brazil. Not many pro baseball players coming from Brazil, but Gabriel Barbosa is one of them. And he's got Carter Young here. He's 1 for 2 tonight in a no-ball 2-strike count. And the pitch home. Swinging a tapper foul towards the Baysox dugout on the third base side. Carter Young with his first double-A home run against the Fightin Phils back on July the 12th down in Bowie. 0-2 is a breaking pitch that's swung on, grounded to short. Robert Moore backhands it towards the middle. And his throw to first is on the money, and that will retire the side in the 6th. Baysox go 3 up, 3 down. Gabriel Barbosa has retired 5 straight. We will head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Baysox still on top of the R Phils, 4-1. This day in Baseball Town history is presented by Body Zone Sports and Wellness, the official workout facility of the Phillies. 108 years ago today, August 28th, 1917. No, it was not Bob McCool being born. It was not myself being born, what some people might believe. At Circus Maximus, so just down the road from here, the Reading Pretzels suffer a humiliating 11-5 defeat to Scranton in a New York State League game. As if losing to a minors team that had dropped 22 straight games isn't bad enough, the Reading squad is beaten by their own groundskeeper, Mal Gift. On loan for the afternoon, Gift tosses a complete game, hits an RBI single, and scores a run for the visitors. Reading police officer Ali Ruoff also plays for Scranton, getting 2 hits and scoring a pair while playing a flawless third base.
How about that?
Bottom 6, 4-1, Fightin' Phil's on top.
I think Circus Maximus, I think, is where Shirk Stadium is now at Albright.
I believe that is the case. So here is Dylan Campbell, 0 for 2 tonight to lead things off. And the first pitch home is a swing and a miss, 0-1. I will give a shout out to our video intern this year, Stephen Armstrong.
He was there?
If you spend enough time around him, you might think he was there. But he's the one who pointed this one out to me for the last couple of days. And he reminded me this morning to make sure that I use this one. 0-1, a bit inside 1-1. Because there were some good options to choose from. I know Darren Ruff tied Ryan Howard's franchise record today, but we'll put it in for the day he broke the record in 2012. But this one was just too good to be true.
Absolutely. It's an eye-opener, that's for sure.
1-1. Swung on and lifted into the air, left side of the infield. Backing up is the third baseman Perez. He's caught off by the shortstop Young. He makes the catch for out number 1. That'll bring Carson DeMartini to the plate. Let's just put this in 2025 terms here for a second. Just imagine, right? You got the
officer filling it up.
You got the Baysox here, right? And they're like, we need a pitcher for today. And they call Reading groundskeeper Dan Dirt Douglas. And he
I would pay money. I would pay money
to watch that.
Absolutely.
And Dan Dirt Douglas is pitching against the Fightin' Phils. And to top it all off, first pitch to DeMartini is a strike 0-1. We pulled us a police officer from downtown Reading off and just bring him in here and put him at third base. The things that happened in this sport 100 years ago.
How about just using Big Al to play third base?
0-1. Is swung on foul back. 0-2. True. Al Edlin, the Fightin' Phils head of security.
Right.
Maybe we can get Greg Pomian out from the clubhouse entrance to come and contribute as well. No balls, 2 strikes to DeMartini. He's 0 for 2 tonight. And the pitch to him, he swings and he fouls it back. It stays no balls and 2 strikes. Not baseball related, but 1 week from tonight, at this time right now, the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
This is true.
Will be kicking off at Lincoln Financial Field. I'm sure that place is going to be very electric atmosphere. 0-2, DeMartini, a swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. It's the 7th strikeout tonight for Nestor Herman, and that'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate for the 3rd time.
Well, lost in all of this has been a really, really good job by Herman. I mean, he is talking about a guy with a 4+ earned run average coming in and a losing record at 5-6, but he has been the real deal so far. Whether it's be fastballs that the Fightins have not been able to catch up to or keeping off balance of the off-speed stuff.
First pitch to Felix Reyes, misses down for a ball. It's 1-0.
It's the first ball he's thrown to Felix Reyes. He struck him out twice on 6 pitches.
Yeah, quiet night for Felix Reyes. He has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Currently riding a 12-game hit streak and a 14-game on base streak for the 24-year-old Reyes, the 1-0. He swings and hits one towards the right center field gap. It's slicing back towards the right fielder, Josenberger, and he'll make the catch in the alley, and that will retire the side in the 6th. I think Reyes might need a new piece of lumber after that swing as well. But for the 5th time in 6 innings, the Fightin' Phils go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base. 2/3 the way home on this Thursday night in Baseball Town. On to the 7th, Fightin' Phils trail it 4-1.
Who could it
Top half of the 7th inning is presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more. We invite you to stick around after tonight's ball game, as Bob McCool's got you covered on the White Star Tours post-game show. So top of the 7th, 4-1 is our score. And Reading does trail. New pitcher in for the Phils. It's the righty Andrew Baker.
Baker making his 9th appearance for the Fightin' Phils, 0-1 with a 6.17 earned run average. 11 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 15 hits. He struck out 11. He's walked 5.
First pitch, Jose Perez, is a swing and a miss. And, Bob, you're not going to believe this. Kyle Schwarber has homered again.
A third?
A 3-run home run. It's 15-3 and his 48th of the season.
Well, take out your frustrations on the Atlanta Braves.
0-1 is a tapper back towards the mound, but it goes over Baker, and then it'll trickle into center field for a base hit.
I don't know how that missed his glove. It was right there. He just couldn't quite get it to the right spot. I think he had it here thinking it was going to be here, and he just had the glove at the wrong spot. Looked like it was going to be right in the glove, and somehow or another he missed it.
So that'll bring the top of the order up in Enrique Bradfield Jr. 1 for 2 tonight. He's been aboard a couple of times, including a walk and 2 runs scored. 15-3 in the 5th inning. First pitch is a strike to Bradfield. It's 0-1. There's a lot of people in the Delaware Valley right now going, why couldn't they have spread these runs around the Mets series too?
Why are you doing it now?
Save some for the rest of the weekend. I'm sure Nola probably feels pretty good right now too.
Yeah, it's good for him. I mean, he rough first inning, but looks like he's settled down a little bit. When they come back and score 5, I think that probably settles him back down a little bit, because obviously a lot of pressure on Aaron Nola tonight. Just getting him back and hoping to get him back in a groove, but also in a position to try to be a stopper here after the 3-game losing streak.
And next pitch is a strike. It's 0-2. So just kind of what tonight from Kyle Schwarber reminds me of. September 3rd, 2006, Ryan Howard had a 3-home run game. He had 50, 51, and 52 in that game. That was kind of, I feel like, the moment that kind of sealed the MVP for Ryan Howard that year. 0-2 is right down the chute. That's a called strike 3. Good job by Andrew Baker picking up strikeout number 1. That'll bring Austin over into the plate with 1 out here in the 7th. Obviously, I don't think Kyle Schwarber, I think he is a contender for MVP. I'm not saying he's the front runner for most valuable player right now, but it just kind of feels similar. And it also happened to be against the Braves. That game in 2006 when Ryan Howard hit 3 home runs as well. Of course, Howard finished with 58 on the season. First pitch of the ball inside, it's 1-0. Kyle Schwarber at 48, so he's 10 away from tying, 11 from matching. And the Phillies still have about a month left of baseball to play, so it's very much within reach.
Yeah, I mean,
if he heats up again.
Obviously, with Shohei Ohtani, it's he's what he can do and what kind of a player is. He's a front runner for the MVP each and any time, but I don't know that he's done anything off the charts great. I mean, you look at his numbers at the end of the year, and they're going to be impressive. But I mean, if Kyle Schwarber tops 50 home runs, which is obviously he's going to do,
that's a ground ball that goes by a diving Pinellas down the right field line for a base hit. Heading to third is Perez. He'll stop there. And the second with a feet first slide is over. And that's going to be his 2nd double tonight, his 3rd extra base hit. And it's going to put runners on 2nd and 3rd for the Baysox. 1 out for Reed Trimble.
Again, Overn is so fast. I mean, that's a ground ball in the right side, which I'm going to say probably 85 to 90% of the players you're going to see, that's a base hit. That was an easy double for him because he is so fast. Run around. I mean, obviously the runner has to go to third base, but because it's the right side, it's an easy 1st to 3rd for Perez. But over and hustling all the way, he gets to second base easily on what would be a single for most players.
Infield draws up for the Baysox here, or for the Fightin' Phils. And the first pitch, a line drive just over the head of Nick Dunn into right field for a base hit. Pineda bobbled it for a moment. It won't matter. Both runners were scoring anyway, Perez and Overn. And it's a 2-run single for Reed Trimble, who's also having himself a terrific night. That's his 3rd hit and 2nd and 3rd RBI. And the Baysox extend their lead to 6-1.
So you go back to the first hit in this inning, which was the ground ball past the glove of Baker, and somehow he just missed putting his glove at the right spot, or it's a comebacker and a 1-hopper to the mound. And that was a line drive. It was a rocket off the bat, 111 off the bat from Trimble. And it was kind of knuckling a little bit at Dunn, but it was a catchable ball.
First pitch to Red Spot is a high fly ball towards left. Over towards the line goes left footer Bryson Ware. He'll make the catch. That's out number 2. And that'll bring Ethan Anderson to the plate. Now, the ball that was over Dunn's head was a 111 off the bat.
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, it was
look, if he makes that play, it's a terrific play.
Absolutely. But basically what I'm trying to get to is that Andrew Baker's given up 2 runs in this inning, and he's about 3 inches away from having total a 1-2-3 inning.
So 2 outs for the batter Anderson. 6-1 our score. Baysox on top of the Fightin' Phillies, top of the 7th. First pitch to Anderson is over for a called strike at 0-1. Kind of finishing off that thought on that 3-home run game from Ryan Howard in 2006. One of my favorite kind of things I remember about watching kind of the replays of that game, there was a fan group up in the 300 level on right field at Citizens Bank Park. That is fouled at 0-2, called Howard's Homers. And there was a kid who dressed as Homer Simpson, and he had white shirts, like this plain white T-shirts, and black Sharpie had a number for each home run. So he hits 50, 50's on. He hits 51, 51's on. Howard hits his start of the day, and I think it was maybe Scott Graham that was on the call. Goes, and that's a swing and a miss, strike number 3. Does he have 52? And he had 52. So they kept cutting to the kid, changing the shirt with the different numbers. And Baker picks up his 2nd strikeout of the inning. But the Baysox 2 more runs on 3 more hits. And 1 man left on base. It's time to stretch here at FirstEnergy Stadium on to the home half of the 7th. Fightin' Phillies trail it 6-1. This inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. Have you or a loved one been injured? Get justice. Call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. Bottom half of the 7th inning, Baysox lead the Fightin' Phillies 6-1 as Nestor Herman is back out for another inning of work. And it'll be 4, 5, and 6 of the Phillies lineup due up here in the inning, starting with Alex Benellis. Herman's season and career high in innings pitched is 6. He's done that twice in his career, so he's trying to surpass that number and get a new career high in innings pitched. First pitch to Benellis is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
Now, he has been in command in this game, that is for sure. Phil's had, with the exception of the inning when they got the 4 runs, and again, that was set up by an error. He could have gotten out of that inning clean as well. Not have more than a runner on base at a time.
The 0-1 to Benellis is a swing and a line drive into left center field for a base hit. Over and over to cut it off. Big turnaround first for Benellis, but he's aboard it with a single. Second hit tonight for Benellis, 3rd for the Phillies. And I mean, Benellis and Ricketts have been the only ones that get hits off of Herman tonight. So let's see if Caleb Ricketts can keep that ball rolling here.
Well, Benellis looks like he's getting a little bit locked in right now. He had a couple hits on some line drives last night, 2 more line drives in this ball game. See if the Phils can chip away and whether or not Herman starts to tire out a little bit. There's nobody up, surprisingly, in the Baysox bullpen. There is activity in the Phils bullpen. That's Gunnar Mayer, who's warming up in Redding's bullpen. But Chesapeake's bullpen right now is quiet.
1 ball, no strikes to Ricketts as he took the first one down and in for a ball. Ricketts an RBI double his last time up. 1-0 is a swing and a miss, 1-1. Tried to hold back on a changeup, could not. So Ricketts now up to a 16-game hitting streak. It's the longest hit streak by a Fightin' Phil since 2018 when Demick Tomshaw and Austin Listy both did it for Reading. Long pause from Herman. The 1-1 is a curveball that he misses up. It's 2 balls and a strike.
That looked like it squirted out of his hand somehow or another in that curveball. It was way up high, and good job by Retzbach to make sure that didn't go off his glove into the backstop.
Carter Rustad has just started to throw in the Baysox bullpen after that last pitch. As Pinellas leads off first, the 2-1. And Ricketts swings in a ground ball. It's foul, first base side, where Anderson gloves it, and then he'll flip it into the Savage dugout suite.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that they waited until this inning got started. I mean, he's 76, 77 pitches now.
Yeah, and Rustad's not thrown off the mound yet, so.
Right. So he's just getting up.
Yeah, there's some wiggle room right now for Herman. And he's also got a 5-run lead currently, too,
right,
which is helping his case. 2-2 the count to Ricketts, who's 1 for 2 in total tonight. And the pitch home. Ricketts swings and a tapper to the first baseman, Anderson. He'll knock it down with his chest. Only play is the first. He'll touch the bag for out number 1. Pinellas does move to second, and that'll bring Nick Dunn to the plate for the Phils. So Nick Dunn in from the left side, 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. Dunn, who's from Sunbury, Pennsylvania, about an hour and a half up the road from here, up towards Williamsport. I know Lewisburg, where Bucknell is, in that general vicinity as well. First pitch to Nick Dunn is a called strike, 0-1. Since Dunn has joined Reading, I'm pretty convinced that his parents, or at least one of his parents, has been at pretty much every game that he has played in.
Yeah, well, he was at the Cardinals for so long, so I mean.
And the Mariners
right,
this year, so it's got to be so nice for them to have him
sure,
so close to home. See them sitting down in the stands tonight. 0-1. Dunn swings and a line drive towards the left center field gap. That'll fall for a base hit up the alley and towards the wall. Around third goes Pinellas. He'll score. Dunn in the second with an RBI double. And I'm sure Nick Dunn's parents happy to see that one here tonight as the Fightin' Phils get another one back. It's 6-2.
Yeah, nice job by Dunn. Just didn't try to drive it anywhere particular. Just went with it, hit it the other way, and found a gap. And with the speed that's out there in the outfield on any given night in any given position for the Baysox, to get it in the gap is not an easy accomplishment. But Dunn hit it in a perfect spot. And because of that ground out, Pinellas at second base is able to score easily.
First pitch to Bryson Ware is a ball. It's 1-0. So double number 6 of the season for Nick Dunn, RBI number 19. Let's see if the Fightin' Phils can keep chipping away here into this now 4-run deficit in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Dunn leads off second. Herman is set at the letters. He'll fire his 82nd pitch here. And Bryson Ware takes it for a strike. It's 1-1. So Kyle Schwarber with the Phillies, 48 home runs this year. That's a career high. And Aaron Nola also now owner of the 3rd most strikeouts in Philadelphia Phillies history. The 1-1 is bounced, good block by the catcher Retzbach. The guy that Nola passed, Cole Hamels.
How about that?
So 2 former Fightin' Phils there. I mean, obviously, when you're a first-round pick, there's high expectations, but.
So who's what? Carlton and Robin Roberts are the 2 ahead of him, I would presume. Obviously, Carlton has got to be 1, and I would imagine Robin Roberts has to be 2. That's pretty good. I mean, you move past Cole Hamels, and the only 2 guys are ahead of you are 2 Hall of Famers.
Pitch, and Ware swings on a line down the left field line. That ball is foul, just to the left of the foul pole.
Wasn't deep enough to get out, would have hit off the wall, but it was well struck by Ware. It just couldn't quite stay fair. It was fair, it seemed like, for a long time, but it looked like it was just angling foul, and eventually it hit off the wall foul.
So Robin Roberts, number 2. Nola would need 27 more to get there. So
that's it?
Yeah, he should get there, but
So,
Steve
yeah.
Carlton's at 3,031, so that's going to be an uphill climb to get to.
Yeah.
So Nola looks like there's a good chance by the end of this year he'll be 2nd in Phillies history in career strikeouts. 2-2 the count to Bryson Ware. That last one left the bat at 107. 2-2. He swings and he pops it up towards shallow right field. Back onto the outfield grass goes the second baseman Butterworth. He'll make the call on the catch, and that's out number 2. And that'll bring Leandro Pineda to the plate for the Phils. But before that, Roberto Mercado's coming out of the dugout. And that will be the end of the night for Nestor Herman. Excellent effort tonight for the righty. Herman goes a career-high 6 2/3 innings pitched. And he'll give way to the bullpen here with the Baysox on top, 6-2 in the bottom half of the 7th inning. So it's still the bottom half of the 7th inning. 6-2 is our score. Fightin' Phillies trail the Baysox with a runner on second base and 2 outs. And out of the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen for Chesapeake, it's the righty Carter Rustad.
Making his 12th appearance with Chesapeake, 0-2 with a 2.51 earned run average. He does have 1 save. He's pitched 14 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up just 10 hits. He has struck out 16 and only walked 4.
4-pitch mix for Rustad. Fastball, changeup, cutter, sweeper. It's been a good month of August for Rustad. It's a 2 ERA over 9 innings pitched this month. Started the season with Delmarva, then went to Aberdeen on May the 6th, and then up to Chesapeake on July the 12th. Excuse me, July the 2nd. They'll inherit Nick Dunn on second base. 2 outs here in the inning. Leandro Pineda is the batter for the Fightin' Phils, who currently trail it by 4 runs. Reading has lost 4 straight, trying to work a comeback here to avoid making it 5 in a row. First pitch to Pineda, he swings a line drive off the glove of the second baseman Butterworth into right field, a base hit. Dunn's around third, the throw home is late, and it's an RBI single for Leandro Pineda, and the Fightin' Phils make it now a 6-3 ball game.
Well, we talked about the ball off the bat of Reed Trimble and how it was right at Nick Dunn, but just hit so hard and just over the outstretched glove. And in this case, similar but just a little bit lower. Butterworth had it hit his glove, but that was moving well as well off the bat of Pineda. And it ricocheted off the top of his glove and into the outfield. It actually helped out Nick Dunn get home because of him slowing it down. It allowed Dunn to end up scoring, and Phil's chipping away.
First pitch to Robert Moore, takes a bit inside. It's 1-0. Moore 0 for 2 in tonight's game. He's flown out the right and he has struck out. The fly out the right was just off the end of the bat, probably a bit more down in the barrel, and that's at least an extra base hit in the 3rd inning. 1-0 is a check swing on a pitch down. There will be an appeal, and Brendan Spivak, the third base umpire, says no swing. He's also standing behind the pitcher's mound to the right of second base, so I don't really know how you'd be able to really make it tell there unless it's absolutely obvious. 2-0 is up and away, 3-0.
Dunn scoring closes the line, by the way, on Herman. 6 2/3 innings. 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. Great effort.
Career high in innings pitch at 6 2/3 for Nestor Herman. 3-0, Moore takes all the way, and that is down and in ball 4. So the Fightin' Phils putting something together here as Rustad issues the first Baysox walk tonight, and that'll bring Dylan Campbell on the top of the lineup up.
That's
Dylan
what you're
Campbell's
looking
had some clutch home runs this year.
for. You're looking for get base runners, and so now you're bringing the tying run to the plate.
Campbell, the 7th Fightin' Phil to step to the plate this inning. First and second are the runners, 2 outs, bottom 7. 6-3 Baysox lead. And the pitch home, Campbell will take a fastball inside. It's 1-0 to the righty. It's been a quiet night for Campbell. He's 0 for 3. I'm sure he's happy that Nestor Herman is out of this ball game. 1-0 pitch, and Dunn. Well, excuse me, Campbell. I don't know why I thought of Nick Dunn, but it's fouled back. It's 1-1. First appearance for Rustad this week. Pitched twice against Richmond last week, 3 1/3 innings, 4 hits and an earned run. Struck out a couple, did not issue any walks. 1-1. Campbell takes it up, 2 balls and a strike. Rustad seemingly having some command issues right now. Campbell 179 this year with runners in scoring position. He's got 13 of his 19 runs driven in, though, in those situations. The 2-1, he swings and he crushes it deep to straightaway center field. Over in his back to the track, has enough room, and he will make the catch. Dylan Campbell gave it a ride, but just didn't get quite enough on it. Feet away from tying this game up, but that will end the inning for the Fightin' Phils. They do score 2 in the inning. They had 3 hits, and they leave 2 on base. We played 7. Fightin' Phils trail at 6-3. Top half of the 8th inning, 6-3 our score. Fightin' Phil still down to the Baysox, though they did put a couple of runs up in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now a new pitcher in for the bullpen to try and hold on to that lead. It's Gunnar Mayer, and to tell you about him and take over on the play-by-play, it's Bob McCool.
Gunnar Mayer making his team-high 36th appearance of the season, 2-3 with a 5.80 earned run average. In 45 innings, he's given up 43 hits. Base on balls have been the problem. He struck out 57. He's given up 31 walks. He's also surrendered 6 home runs as well. So hoping to get a 0 on the scoreboard here as the Phils have cut this back to a 6-3 game. And hoping to shut them down and see if the Phils can chip away a little bit more. After being down 6-1, they get a 2 spot in the bottom of the 7th inning. As Gunnar Mayer finishes his warm-up tosses, I remind you that Chick-fil-A is serving quality food and that's been their priority since day one. From chicken sandwiches and nuggets to their famous waffle fries, there's something for everyone. Visit them at Broadcasting Square in Wyomissing, 5th Street Highway in Reading, or Exeter Commons in Exeter. Chick-fil-A is a proud 2025 Fightin' Phils team feed partner. Brandon Butterworth, the first one to face Gunnar Mayer in the first pitch. He started to swing and held up, but it doesn't matter. It's over for a called strike 1. Butterworth 0 for 3 so far in the ballgame. 6 runs on 11 hits and an error for the Baysox. And this one lined in the right center field gap, and that's going to be another hit for Chesapeake and another extra base hit as well, as Butterworth will cruise into second base with a stand-up double. Gunnar Mayer greeted rudely on the double by Butterworth. So now 12 hits for the Baysox. Never got a chance to finish that for the Phils. It's 3 runs on 5 hits. They have yet to commit an error. So 4 extra base hits now for Chesapeake in this ball game. The other 3 all from Austin Overn, who's got a couple of doubles and a home run. This will bring up Tavian Josenberger, but he is 1 for 3 with a single back in the 4th inning. So Mayer takes a look back at second base and winds and delivers and tried to check his swing and hit the handle of the bat. So it's a foul ball. Josenberg trying to get out of the way of it, and instead he is behind an account, no balls and a strike. In case you missed it, we've been giving you some updates with the Phillies because they're having fun for a change playing baseball, this time at Citizens Bank Park, up on the Atlanta Braves 15-4. Swing and a miss here from Josenberg, and it's now no balls and 2 strikes. Aaron Nola is out of the game after pitching 6 innings. He gave up the 4 runs on just 4 hits. Outside here from Mayer, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Single run in the first, another single run in the third for the Baysox. Phillies came back to make it a 2-1 game in the 4th, but we put up, Chesapeake. First time I did that. 2 spot in the 5th and a 2 spot in the 7th for the Baysox. And then the Phils with that 2 spot in the bottom half of the 7th. So 6-3 is our score, but another runner in scoring position. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tavian Josenberg. Grounded down the first base line, but foul. Baysox have fouled off a ton of pitches in this series. Back and looked at it this morning. Between the 2 teams, wasn't a lot of hits in last night's game. 13 to be in total. 5-2 the final score. Chesapeake had 7 hits. Reading had 6, but there was 323 pitches thrown in last night's game. Wasn't a lot of walks. Phil's pitchers walked 4. Baysox pitchers walked 3. Just a lot of deep counts, a lot of foul balls. And Josenberg is following suit right now, fouling another pitch out of play. As Gunnar Mayer about to throw his 9th pitch since coming on. And his 2-2 pitch is outside, ball 3. Carter Young in the on-deck circle for the Baysox. 3-2 pitch is lifted straight up behind the plate. Ricketts off with the mask, but he'll run out of room. And so the count stays 3 balls and 2 strikes. So this about to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat to Josenberger. And takes a big hop up the middle. Robert Moore has to wait for it to come down, and he makes the play. I don't know what that hit, but it took a huge hop over the 6'6" Gunnar Mayer. Robert Moore had to charge it, and he didn't have a whole lot of time because it took so long for it to come down. Hit right in front of the plate, took a monstrous hop. But Josenberger is retired at first base. It goes 6-3 on the putout. Butterworth moves up to third base on the ground out now with 1 out. It'll bring up Carter Young. Young 1 for 3 in the ball game with a single back in the 2nd inning. Infield up, trying to cut off that run now. And the first pitch to Young is over for a called strike 1. Top half of the 8th inning, 6-3, Baysox on top with a runner at third and 1 out. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch. Had him fooled on the changeup And now he is ahead of Young, no balls and 2 strikes. Gene Cabrera started it, did not get through the 5th inning, 4 1/3 innings. And this pitch is down low, it's 1-2. Cabrera gave up the first 4 runs in the ball game. Gabriel Barbosa actually gave the Phils a nice little boost for an inning and 2/3, gave up just 1 hit, did not walk a batter, did not strike out a batter. Andrew Baker had some troubles in the 7th. 1-2 here to Young. Up high, it's 2-2. And outside, it's 3-2. So runs the count full on his 2nd straight hitter. It's exactly the kind of at-bats that happened a lot in last night's game, these last 2 batters. Josenberger and Young. Deep counts, foul balls, 3-2 pitch. Another foul tip. Just got a piece of it. He was way out in front of the changeup, but just got enough of the ball to foul it straight back and stay alive. So this will be the 7th pitch of this at bat. After a 10-pitch at bat, the batter before. This one lifted up, foul territory. DeMartini giving it a chase, and he'll make the catch. Reaching over the fence and making the catch right around the picnic area. Great play by DeMartini. Reached in over the fence and made the grab for out number 2. Fine play by Carson DeMartini. Now maybe Mayer can see his way out of this. He's got to get the 9-hole hitter, Jose Perez, who singled and scored his last time up. He's 1 for 3. And the first pitch to him is over for a called strike. 8 of the 9 batters in the lineup for the Baysox have a hit. The one who is not is the 5-hole hitter, Ethan Anderson. Everybody else has at least 1 of those 12 hits the Baysox have on the board. Runner on third base, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Again, the changeup for Gunnar Mayer. And again, he gets ahead of Jose Perez, of a batter. He's ahead of Jose Perez. No balls and 2 strikes. Problem is this is where Mayer has run into trouble, where he's struggled to put the hitter away and end up getting the count 3-2 on the last 2 hitters. Butterworth takes his lead off of third. Pitch right back through the middle, slow roller, but it's going to find its way into center field for a base hit. So with that, Butterworth will come across and score. Makes it a 7-3 game. Jose Perez with the base hit gives him his 2nd RBI as a Chesapeake Baysox player. And he's at first base with 2 outs. So again, getting ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. And Gunnar Mayer gives up the single that brings in the run. And that brings the lineup around to the top again in Enrique Bradfield, who's 1 for 3 on the night. He also walked in the first inning, so he's scored 2 runs, struck out the other 2 plate appearances. And the first pitch from Gunnar Mayer, stop me if we heard this before, he gets ahead, no balls and a strike. Just misses that on that one outside just a bit. It's 1-1. That catches the inside corner this time. So he just missed the outside corner in the previous pitch. That one he gets the inside corner, and he's ahead of Bradfield, 1-2. Perez takes his lead off of first. Not much of a lead at all with Pinellas holding him on. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bradfield goes down swinging for the 3rd time tonight. And that will do it for the Baysox here in the 8th. But they get another run. They do it on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Phil's now trail at 7-3. We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and before we do that, we'll take a look at our Fight Phil's team leaders presented by Pennsylvania Army National Guard. Gene Cabrera got the start tonight for the Fight Phil's team high of, not just a team high of 24 starts, but that also ties him for the Eastern League lead in starts as well with 24 starts. Unfortunately for Cabrera, he was only able to go 4 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits and 4 runs, and left the game trailing 4-1 at the time. It's now 7-3. Baysox on top. Carson DeMartini will lead it off for the Fights here in the bottom of the 8th, to be followed by Felix Reyes and Alex Pinellas. Phil's with 3 runs on 5 hits to this point. DeMartini on base once in this ball game. We came around to score a run, was safe on an error. First pitch to him here is outside, ball 1. Carter Rustad, who came on to finish off the 7th inning, comes with a 1-0 pitch that's over for a call strike to DeMartini. So this is the 4th batter that Rustad has faced since coming in for Nestor Herman, who gave the Baysox a great effort tonight. 1-1 pitch. Big swing, no contact from DeMartini. It's behind 1 and 2. Again, Herman 6 2/3 innings. Gave up just 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, did not walk a batter, and struck out 7. One ball and 2 strikes to Carson DeMartini. Fouled this one straight back, and DeMartini stays alive. Baysox hoping for a win tonight that will guarantee them at least a split of this series, regardless of what happens for the rest of the weekend. And Chesapeake had come off a couple of splits. They had back-to-back home series against Erie and Richmond, split both of those 2 series as well. 1-2 pitch. DeMartini started and stopped on a pitch up and in. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3. DeMartini goes down swinging. Chased a fastball up high. Comes up empty. Strikeout number 1 for Rustad is out number 1 here in the 8th. It brings up Felix Reyes. Big Felix is 0 for 3 so far in this ballgame. Eastern League leader in batting average. Jake said earlier, not just leading it, he is miles ahead of the field right now in terms of his numbers. And a broken bat looper, and that's another base hit for Felix Reyes. That's 2 bats down and 2 at bats, but he'll trade it for a base hit here.
You know Felix Reyes doesn't go 0 for on a given night. Gets his first hit tonight, up to a 13-game hitting streak, 15-game on-base streak. So Ricketts on an impressive hit streak. So is Felix Reyes, and I just don't have words for just what we're watching from Reyes this year, and just try to enjoy it. over these last 9 home games, 15 games in total. Because look, it's been a long time since an Phillies won a batting title, and he's well on his way right now.
Alex Pinellas bats, and again, he's not just winning the batting title. He's miles ahead of the field. But that batting average was at 338 going in. That's probably going to drop a little bit with 1 for 4. But he's in the mid 330s. He's not just winning a batting title. He is putting up some impressive numbers for a guy who was well off the radar in the Phillies organization when the season began. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Felix Reyes moving forward in his career. He's 24 years old. 1 ball and 1 strike to Alex Pinellas. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Pinellas has had himself a good night. Couple of hits, both singles. A run scored back in the 7th. Pinellas missed about 10 days on the injury list, and it really kind of feels like that swing is back, and timing's down. Just feels pretty comfortable at the plate right now.
3 hits in all 3 games in this series. He's 5 for 11 in a series. 1-2 pitch, way up high. It's 2-2. I don't know if that's just the MO on Nestor Herman and on Rustad, but they have had a lot of pitches in the upper tier of the strike zone tonight against the Fightin Phils. If that's their strategy going on to try to get them on pitches up and away, up high, but they have had a lot of pitches. Even Herman had a lot of pitches called strikes at the letters. This one, however, bounces up there, so Pinellas has now worked the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Reyes the runner at first, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th, Phils trail it by 4. Down the first base line, it's off the glove of Anderson, a roll into right field. Reyes will stop at second as Butterworth, the second baseman, will run it down in foul territory. So Pinellas is on board again. We'll see how they rule that. Gotta think that's probably an error on the first baseman. Anderson's a catcher by trade, so playing at first base the last 2 nights, it has not looked all that comfortable.
It is going to be an error
for Ethan Anderson, and as Jake said, it is E3 on the play. So Reyes at second, Pinellas at first, and here's Caleb Ricketts. And a conversation going to be had on the mound as Jordy Henry, the pitching coach for the Baysox, is going to have a conversation with Rustad.
Got Ricketts up. He's got a double. Of course, he's had a very good month of August. You got Dunn on deck, who had a nice double his last time up, scored a run, drove in one as well. So, look, I mean, you got to give the Baysox credit. They've continued to kind of chip away and tack on runs each inning to grow this lead. But if you're the Fightin Phils, you got to give them credit, not getting deflated when the Baysox kind of respond. But they continue to fight. Let's see if they can just keep stringing hits together. Maybe one guy just has the big blow here.
See if that guy is Caleb Ricketts. RBI double back in the 4th inning to extend his hitting streak. 2 on, 1 out. In a game, the Phils trail by 4. Activity in both bullpens right now as Ricketts takes the first pitch up high, ball 1. Am I seeing what I think I see?
I am just working to confirm it. I am working to confirm it, Bob. I am working to confirm it. Kyle Schwarber hit another home run.
Yes, he did.
It's his 4th home run of the night.
It's 18-4.
Is that good?
It sounds like that game at Circus Maximus you had on your This Day in Baseball Town history. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch to Ricketts just misses outside. It's 2-1. Looks like Rustad and the catcher Adam Retzbach thinking maybe that caught the corner, but that's not the case. It's 2-1 to Caleb Ricketts. So that's 4 home runs for Schwarber.
That would be correct. 4 home runs tonight for Kyle Schwarber.
Runners take off, and a line drive into right field for a base hit. Reyes will be waved around. Pinellas will roll into third base. Caleb Ricketts with another RBI, his 2nd of the night, makes it a 7-4 game. Fightin Phils are living up to their name tonight. Keep fighting back. Have runners at the corners now with 1 out. And here comes Nick Dunn. Don McMillan, the pitcher warming up in the Phillies bullpen. Done with an RBI double his last time up, 1 for 3 on the night. First pitch to him is on the inside corner for a called strike. Gerald Ogando is the pitcher warming up in the Baysox bullpen. First and third, 1 out. 0-1 pitch. Done. Little pop-up in the infield. Second baseman Butterworth will call for it, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So that'll bring up Bryson Ware. Ware 0 for 3 on the night. First pitch to him is over for a called strike 1.
Kyle Schwarber tonight, 4 for 5, 4 runs, 4 home runs, 9 runs driven in.
That's a good week.
That's only 1 game.
No balls and a strike to Bryson Ware. Inside, off the glove of Retzbach, but not far enough anybody can move up.
Well, we said he hasn't homered in a couple of straight series after doing it 16 series in a row. I think it's safe to say he's made up for that.
So, of course, that ties Mike Schmidt now with the 4 home runs in a game. Second player in a Phillies uniform to do that.
Did it at the Chicago Cubs, right? It was like that 22-21 game.
Yeah, it's 22-21, 23-22, something like that. Swing and a miss for Bryson Ware. He's behind 1 and 2.
April 17th, 1976. It was an 18-16 victory for the Phillies.
Ah, that's right. Okay. So
there was a 22-21.
There was a 23-22 game, but that wasn't the game he hit the 4 home runs in. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bryson Ware. Late swing, and he squirts it down the first base line, but just foul.
Reading does have bullpen action. John McMillan is up and getting loose for Reading. Baysox also have an arm up and throwing. Gerald Ogando.
Pitch to Ware. Fouled straight back. He stays alive at 1 and 2. Well, we'll see, as I said, whether or not this is the tonic that the Phils need to kind of whitewash the last 3 nights and the loss to the Mets. Ranger Suarez going tomorrow night for the Phils. 1-2 pitch. Swing and he missed it. Retzbach has to run it down. He does have time to throw Ware out at first base, and that will end the inning. Ball squirted off of Retzbach's glove and rolled all the way down the third baseline. And so that will retire the side for the Phils. They do get a run. They do it on 2 hits. There was an error and 2 men left. We are through 8. It's 7-4. Baysox on top. Tonight's attendance at FirstEnergy Stadium is 4,103. Thanks to our friends at PSECU for presenting tonight's attendance. PSECU is proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. And there is an Alberta University Golden Wolves called the bullpen for the 9th inning for the Fight Phils. It'll be the right-hander, John McMillan.
26th appearance of the year for McMillan since joining Reading back in May. 0-2, a 5.33 ERA, 27 innings pitched, which matches his jersey number, 27. 19 hits, 5 of which were home runs, 16 walks, 31 strikeouts. One of the opposition, though, to a 196 batting average.
Austin Overn, who's had a great night for the Baysox, will lead it off, to be followed by Reed Trimble and then Adam Retzbach. Overn 3 for 4 in the night, 2 doubles, a home run. He's scored 3, he's driven in 2. And the first pitch from McMillan, and Overn takes it over for a called strike 1. Seven runs on 13 hits, a couple errors for the Baysox. 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors for the Fightins. 0-1 pitch to Overn. Swing and a miss. He's quickly ahead of Austin Overn. No balls and 2 strikes. I did confess to Jake in the break that I broke the code. We said we'd have a swear jar throwing a nickel in it if we said buoy at any point in time during the season inadvertently. And I did. And Jake wasn't in the booth, but I confessed. So I got 1 in. I will have 1 in. I don't have 1 in yet. We don't even have a jar, much less a nickel. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Overn goes down swinging.
I would bring a jar for tomorrow night, but we won't be here.
Yeah, but now you have to be honest. Tomorrow night if you drop one. So John McMillan strikes out the first batter he faces. And Austin Overn, and that'll bring up Reed Trimble. He's had a good night tonight and a good series. He's got 3 hits in the night's game. He's driven in 3. 3 for 4 with 3 singles. 5 hits in total in the series and 6 RBIs in the series. First pitch to him here is up high, ball 1. Would appear that Ogando will come in for the 9th inning for the Baysox, still pitching in the bullpen. And the 1-0 pitch is over for a called strike to Trimble. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Trimble, the left-handed hitter, switch hitter, batting left-handed against McMillan. All righties tonight for the Phils with the 5 pitchers that they have used. 1-1 pitch, lifted straight up and foul behind home plate. Off the hands, a little bit of spillage in the process, but he was able to pick it up, and the kids are happy. They got themselves a ball. Good job, Dad. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Reed Trimble. Swing and a miss, strike 3. McMillan strikes out the second batter he faces. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Adam Retzbach. Retzbach 1 for 4 on the night. And 8 of the 9 batters in the lineup for the Baysox have a hit in tonight's game. The lone who does not is in the on-deck circle in Ethan Anderson. McMillan to try to make sure he doesn't get a chance to do that as he works on Retzbach and gets a first pitch over for a called strike.
Something else just happened?
I don't know.
Phillies game or now?
Not that I'm aware of. Nothing as far as I know. They're going to the top of the 8th. It's 18-4. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. So McMillan filling up the strike zone tonight. You see the veteran right-hander doing just that. Coming out of the bullpen and throwing strikes. Looking for 1 more here. As he winds and delivers. Just misses low. It's 2-2. Lined into left field just over the head of Robert Moore, and a base hit for Retzbach. Hit number 14 for the Baysox, and now Anderson will get that chance to be in the hit club tonight. As he walks to the plate, switch hitter, batting from the left-hand side, is 0 for 4. A couple of ground outs, a fly out, and a strikeout. Anderson just called up to the Baysox on August the 19th. And the first pitch to him is down low for a ball. Phils will have 8, 9, and then the top of the order due up in the bottom of the ninth. And the 1-0 pitch to Anderson's outside for a ball. It's 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch is over for a called strike. So, assuming that the Phillies go on to win the game.
I hope so.
Just saying. The Mets are losing. It's a 5-4 game in New York to the Marlins. Marlins have runners on in the top of the 7th inning. There's a swing and a miss by Ethan Anderson. McMillan, after falling behind 2-0, has worked the count back to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So again, a strike away from getting out of the top half of the 9th inning with no damage. John McMillan trying to get Ethan Anderson. Retzbach takes his lead off of first. Not a very big lead, not going anywhere. Fouled straight back, Anderson stays alive. And McMillan delivers again. Swing, and did he get a foul tip? Yeah, he did. Wasn't sure if that was in and out of the glove of Ricketts on its own or the foul tip, and it was a foul tip, so Anderson is still alive. McMillan about to throw his 19th pitch of this inning. And it's lifted down the third baseline foul. DeMartini again will give it chase, but this time he'll run out of room as it finds its way to the picnic area. DeMartini made a great play in the 8th inning, reaching over the railing to make a catch. Right around where the ambassadors are generally hanging out. They weren't going to make the catch, guarantee you that. But Carson DeMartini did. Of course, he has a glove. 2-2 to Anderson still. Try it again. It's up and away. It's 3-2. So runner Retzbach will be off on the pitch, which is down low, and McMillan will put another base runner on the base on balls. John McMillan is not happy.
Yeah, I mean, looked like a good spot there from McMillan. I'm sure, I mean, you heard the crowd react. I'm sure there were some members in the Fightin' Phil's dugout that had things to say, too.
So that brings up Brandon Butterworth. Butterworth doubled and scored his last time up. He's 1 for 4. So 2 on now and 2 out. First pitch to Butterworth. Good curveball there. Slider actually from McMillan over for a called strike. Chopped right side. Nick Dunn ranges far to his left, and he'll have time at first base. Bang, bang play. Good hustle by Butterworth, but he is out at first. And that'll do it for the Baysox in the 9th. No runs, a hit. They leave 2. And we head to the 9th. Phils need 3 to tie, 4 to walk it off. Back with it on the Reading Fight Phils Radio Network. So we head to the bottom of the ninth, and there is a new pitcher in trying to get a save for the Chesapeake Baysox. It's the right-hander Gerald Ogando.
Ogando 1-2 record, 4.09 ERA. This is 32nd appearance. Does have 4 saves and 5 opportunities. This is a save situation. 44 innings pitched, 37 hits allowed, 20 walks, 52 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .226 against Ogando in 2025.
So it'll be Leandro Pineda, Robert Moore, and then Dylan Campbell. The guys due up for the Fightin Phillies here in this bottom of the ninth. Again, they need 3 to tie it, 4 to walk it off. By the way, the Miami Marlins have put up 3 runs in the top half of the 7th inning. So they lead the Mets now 7-4. Gregory Soto doing that work for the Mets bullpen. Pineda 1 for 3 on the night with a RBI single his last time up. First pitch to him here is up high, ball 1.
The Braves have brought an infielder in the pitch. Kyle Schwarber's due up 5th in the inning.
Uh-oh.
Just saying.
Yeah. How about that?
This guy can't throw a strike either.
Pineda takes this one for a called strike 1. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So what'd you say? He's due up 5th?
Well, now he's up. Now he's up in 4 because Kepler just walked.
Okay. 1-1 pitch to Pineda's way outside. It's 2-1.
54-mile-per-hour pitch. That was that walked Kepler. Apparently Harrison Bader is something away from the cycle too.
He's been really good. He really has. He's been. Everybody's talked about Duran.
They just called a pitch that was 6 inches off a strike, which I don't think anyone cares at this point.
At this point, you bet. Yeah, it is 18-4. And having been in those situations, I'd be happy if I was in the booth. 3 balls and a strike to Pineda.
Bader's the home run away from the cycle.
That's way inside, and Pineda's on base again with a base on balls. He's been hit by a pitch twice in this series. He's walked twice now in this series, and a base hit his last time up. So the Phils get the first step, which is the first man on base. And they trail it by 3 with now Robert Moore at the plate.
Remember Johan Rojas hit his first career home run again? I think it was Jordan Luplow.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
I know it was a
for the
position
Twins
player.
in 2023, and Luplow ended up playing for the Iron Pigs for a little bit of last year before getting hurt.
Robert Moore, hard ground ball right side. Butterworth flips to second for 1. The relay is in time. 4-6-3 on the double play. And that quickly the complexion of the inning changes around. Pineda retired at second base, Moore at first, and now it's all up to Dylan Campbell with 2 outs here in the ninth.
Yeah, that's a chance for the Fightin Phillies. I mean, look, Campbell DeMartini just find a way to get on. Felix Reyes is up in 3 here of 2 outs.
Campbell 0 for 4. First pitch over on the outside corner for a called strike. Hit it a ton back in the 7th inning. What looked like it could have been a tying 3-run home run off the bat, but the ballpark held it. Run down in center field by Austin Over. 0-1 pitch to Campbell. Tried to hold up, but he did not. Chases a pitch way outside. It's 0-2. So the Phils now down to their final strike. And he just misses, bit inside. Baysox dugout had started to celebrate a little bit. You could hear him yelling down there. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Dylan Campbell. Hard ground chopper to third base side. It went right under the glove of Jose Perez. And so Campbell will be on board. And what should be an error on Jose Perez, he kind of laid that one a little bit. Lifted the head up, lifted the glove up, and the ball stayed on the ground.
There's going to be an error. That's his second.
Schwarber's batting.
He is batting.
2-1.
Everyone is standing up.
Carson DeMartini now bats for the Fightins. First pitch, swings and fouls it straight back.
He flew out the left.
He's a bum.
Couldn't get a hit off a position player.
I wouldn't re-sign him at all.
He's earned himself a lot of money this year.
0-1 to DeMartini. Beats it foul, staying off the first base dugout, the Phils dugouts. 0-2 to DeMartini.
Look, like I said, Camo found a way to get on. DeMartini's got to find a way on. Same thing. Got Felix Reyes on deck. We know what he's capable of.
0-2. Up high, DeMartini lays off. It's 1-2. And Dylan Campbell, the runner at first base, he's going nowhere. Not going to run the risk of running out of the inning. One-two pitch. Down low. It's 2-2. Good patience by DeMartini with 2 strikes, not chasing. So if you're Ogando, you got to come in with something here because, to Jake's point, he don't want to see Felix Reyes walk up to the plate. 2-2 pitch. Over for a called strike 3, and that will do it. DeMartini goes down looking for the 3rd and final out here in the 9th for the Phils in the 9th. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left. The Chesapeake Baysox have won the first 3 in this series. They win this one 7-4. Take a timeout. Back and ready Fightin' Phil's Radio Network with our White Star Travel postgame show after this. Tonight's postgame show is presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. Well, the Chesapeake Baysox come in with the worst record in the Eastern League, but they have taken the first 3 games in this series as they win it tonight by a final score of 7-4. Baysox pound out 14 hits in the ballgame and take care of business tonight, keeping the Phils at bay. And ultimately, Phils had a couple of comeback efforts in this one, but just could not mount enough. And the Phils bullpen could not keep Chesapeake off the board. We'll run through the scoring for you as it started early for Chesapeake again tonight after scoring the first run in the first inning in last night's game. They did the same thing tonight because of the leadoff man again. Enrique Bradfield walked against Gene Cabrera, then stole second base, came around to score on a Reed Trimble single. His 25th RBI of the season, his fourth RBI of the series. And the Baysox were on top 1-0 after 1. It stayed that way until the top half of the third. when Chesapeake added on. This time it was Austin Overn who got it started with a one-out double. He came around to score on an Adam Retzbach single. Retzbach's 55th RBI of the season, and it was 2-0 in favor of the Baysox. Phil's got one back in the 4th inning, and it started on an error on a ball hit by Carson DiMartini, as Jose Perez, the third baseman, tried to cut it off, ranging far to his left, but his throw pulled the first baseman, Ethan Anderson, off the bag. So DiMartini was safe at first base. Then after a strikeout to Felix Reyes, Alex Pinellas singled, and then Caleb Ricketts doubled to bring in DiMartini. The Phils had cut it in half at 2-1. However, the Baysox came back in the 5th, and they got to Gene Cabrera, hoping the Phils hoping to get Cabrera through the 5th inning, him hoping to get through the 5th inning, and maybe this offense could bail him out, maybe get him in position to win it, but that did not happen. After he got Jose Perez on a strikeout to start the 5th inning, the top of the order, and Bradfield got a single, and then Austin Overn with a 2-run home run the other way to left field, and his 3rd home run of the season, his 6th and 7th RBI of the season as a Baysox. After being called up from Aberdeen, Austin Overn had made it a 4-1 game in favor of the Baysox. And the top of the half of the 7th inning with Andrew Baker on the mound, Baysox went back to work on the offensive side, started with Jose Perez single, and then double for Austin Overn, put runners at 2nd and 3rd, and Reed Trimble brought both of them home with a base hit. His 3rd RBI of the night, his 6th RBI of the season, of the series, and the Baysox now had opened up a 6-1 lead. Phils did fight their way back in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Alex Pinellas got it started with a single. Nick Dunn brought him home with a double. That made it a 6-2 game. And then Leandro Pineda brought home Nick Dunn with a single of his own. For Dunn, his 19th RBI of the year, and for Pineda, his 35th RBI of the year. Phils had cut it in half again. It was a 6-3 game. But Gunnar Mayer on in the 8th inning for the Phils gave up a run right back. Brandon Butterworth with a double came around to score on a base hit from Jose Perez. That made it a 7-3 game in favor of the Baysox. Phils came back to get that one back. Felix Reyes got it started with a single. An error on the first baseman, Ethan Anderson, put runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 out, and then Caleb Ricketts comes through with another RBI, this time a single. So 2 RBIs in the night for Caleb Ricketts. He's now got 24 in the year. Phils got it to a 7-4 game, but that was unfortunately for them as close as they would get, as the Baysox win it for a 3rd straight night, and the Phils lose for the 5th straight game. For the Baysox, 7 runs on 14 hits. They committed 3 errors, and they left 8 men on base. For the Fightin' Phils, 4 runs on 7 hits. They did not commit an error. They left 7 men on base. Nestor Herman was very good tonight for the Baysox. He goes 6 2/3 innings and strikes out 7. He gets the win. He's now 6-6. Gene Cabrera takes the loss. He is 6-7. Gerald Ogundo came on to get the 3 outs in the 9th inning to pick up the save. That is his 5th save of the season. Game played in 2 hours and 44 minutes, played in front of 4,103 here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Phils and Baysox back at it tomorrow night. A Fiesta Friday here at the ballpark. Fireworks to follow. And, of course, Saturday night is a Mega Blast fireworks, the largest fireworks show in stadium history, as the Phils and Baysox will then finish it off on Sunday. Dinosaur Experience on Sunday. First pitch is at 5:15. We'll have all the games for you here on the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network. And thanks to Al Padrica, the manager of the Fightin' Phils, for spending time with Jake in the pregame show. Jake will be back tomorrow night with the broadcast of the Phils and the Baysox. 6:45 is the start time tomorrow night here in Baseball Town. For Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. As always, thanks for listening to Reading Fightin' Phils Baseball. The Baysox with the win go to 22-32, and the Phils with the loss fall to 22-32 as well in half number 2. 7-4 the final score. Chesapeake wins it over the Reading Fightin' Phils from Baseball Town. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have yourselves a great night. We'll talk to you soon right back here on the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network.